You guys, it is late at night right now in Switzerland. Literally, I'm already drinking my Beruhigungstee, my sleepy time tea. But for some reason, I just cannot rest before filming this pick a card tarot reading for you guys, because my intuition and my psychic abilities are telling me that this video is going to be one of a kind and completely iconic with the messages that I have for you about your next serious relationship. And you guys, don't say I didn't warn you, because I'm going to be getting into some scary, accurate, and precise details, as I will help you to uncover precisely when you will meet this person, what they look like, their hobbies, their approximate age, heights, pets, siblings, literally everything about this person. If you're already excited for this psychic reading, leave a little unicorn emoji below in the comment section. That way you can let me and others know that you identify as part of the unicorn family. And for all of you who are completely new here, my name is Vanessa Somuayina. You guys know me as your big sis from the internet, as well as your favorite psychic here on YouTube. So I will now introduce you to these 4 groups, and I just want to put up a little disclaimer that not only do you get to select from these 4 groups in order to receive your reading, but I have also created individual readings for each sign of the zodiac. You can watch your zodiac sign, which is also known as your sun sign, and if you're a little bit of an astrology geek, feel free to tune into your moon as well as your rising sign as well. And for this video, you are meant to first pick one of these 4 groups, receive that reading, and then click the timestamp of your zodiac sign to receive the second, even more personalized part of your prediction. Alright, so without further ado, these are the 4 groups I've got prepared for you today. Group number 1 corresponds to the Squid Cake Tarot deck, as well as the Red Jasper Crystal. Group number 2 corresponds to the Pastel Journey Tarot deck, as well as the Amethyst Crystal. Group number 3 corresponds to the Accurate AF Tarot deck, as well as the Electroplated Quartz Point. And group number 4 corresponds to the Tattoo Tarot deck, as well as the Rose Quartz Crystal. And as already mentioned, you can find the timestamps below in the description box. Hello, my beautiful little unicorns. I am so excited to announce today's sponsor to you, the magical app of Love and Deep Space. This super immersive game allows you to step into a sci-fi world in which love and making connections are boundless. Love and Deep Space is a spectacular 3D world with a first-person perspective in which you can experience and play out your personal love story. This game is perfect for all of you who love the blurred lines between reality and fantasy. And the fun thing about this game is that it happens in real time, so all of your actions will provoke unique responses. You get to go on unforgettable dates, experience cute voice messages, and other virtual trinkets that you may want to save. Love and Deep Space is like having a friend and partner with you anytime, wherever you go, whenever you'd like, right there in your pocket. And one of my favorite features is that you team up with your beloved character to fight together against mysterious aliens while the story and fate of your connection continues to unfold. It's your turn to immerse yourself in the magical world of Love and Deep Space. You can do so by clicking my link below in the description box to download and get started on your personal love story. So don't forget to click my link in the description box. And once again, I'd like to thank Love and Deep Space for sponsoring today's video. So now let's get back into your readings and predictions. So now I'll give you a little moment of privacy so you can meditate on these 4 groups, take as much time as you need, and then I'll be right back to guide you into your readings. Alright, my gorgeous souls, so by now you've hopefully been able to select one of these 4 groups. I will be getting into your reading starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the Squid Cake Tarot. So if this is a group that you chose, then please simply continue watching. And another disclaimer for all groups, make sure that you make yourself feel comfortable and at home, because I'll be taking my sweet time with all of these readings. And for all of my other gorgeous groups, as well as signs of the zodiac, I will catch you at the click of your timestamps. Hello, group number one. What is up? You chose the Squid Cake Tarot deck as well as the Red Jasper Crystal. I'm going to get straight into your reading about your next romantic partner and whether this is your soulmate and precisely what this relationship is going to be like and when you're going to meet them. Now, the Red Jasper already gives us an idea of the main energy within this relationship, which is very fiery, passionate energy. So this is probably going to be the best you've ever had, group number one. Yes, I'm not exaggerating. Someone who you have this very electric and intense energy with, when you look into their eyes, it just excites you in so many different ways, and definitely in ways that I'm not allowed to say out loud here on YouTube if I don't want to get demonetized. So let's get into it, group number one. First up, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So I want you to know that you will meet this person during a time in your life where you're feeling uber lucky, where you feel like everything is going right and this is just the cherry on top. As the Wheel of Fortune is a card of the tarot that corresponds to luck, to growth, and to this connection feeling like it's fated, feeling like it was meant to be. Here in this deck, this card corresponds to the number 10, which is a number of completion. This is a number of fulfillment. It's a number of having everything and wanting for nothing. So I want you to know here in the Wheel of Fortune that you're also most likely going to meet them surrounded by other people. So your next serious relationship is someone who is good when it comes to social interactions. They're a smooth talker. They're someone who others look up to and like. And I can see here with this little king cat that we've got at the top of your Wheel of Fortune, you are like the queen to them. You're like the king. You are this person that they always look at as someone who is attractive. They put you on a pedestal, and your next serious relationship is with someone that you're going to meet during a social interaction where you feel strong and confident. So if you feel strong and confident in your job, think, for example, a work get-together, a networking event. If you feel strong and confident when it comes to your hobbies, when it comes to things you do in your spare time, you may just bump into them when you're at the grocery store getting ingredients for the latest meal prep that you're going to do. You may bump into them at the hardware store. Yes, you guys, I go to the hardware store. Can you believe that? Because I like to do little DIY projects. Now, those are places where you might meet this person where you feel happy and confident to be and where you're on a mission. And I see here within the Three of Batons that you're going to meet them in a really organic way. So this next serious relationship is going to immediately feel as though you're a team with this person. Like this is someone that you can rely on and you can trust. So there will be a little mini promise that will be made right at the start of this connection that will be almost like a test, and they're going to pass this test, group number one. And what I mean by this little mini test and them passing it is the fact that they will, for example, promise to help you out with something, to call you back, to make sure that they check precisely what needs to be done with your tires on your car, what nails you need for your DIY project, or what they can do to help you grow your career. And they will call you back. They will send that email to you following up. They will show interest and they'll show that they are reliable. And that's why this is a fantastic start. And that is why this relationship will be one that ends up being your next serious one, because a serious relationship can only amount from a place of trusting the other person, of feeling safe. Next up, we have got the Knight of Swords. Now, group number one, I want you to know in the Knight of Swords, even though this is a very funny depiction of this individual riding a chicken, what this card actually stands for is someone who is very headstrong, logical, who isn't afraid to tell you how they feel. And they're also someone who is well educated and is not done with their education. So they are constantly trying to grow, to learn, and to further themselves. They're really into self-development. And I want you to know here within the Knight of Swords that this is someone who is intellectually stimulating to you. The Knight of Swords does also nod to the fact that they have an intellectually stimulating job. They have a job where they deal with mountains of paper. Now that could be, for example, a lawyer, a teacher, someone who works at the government, also someone who works in the medical field, in insurance, for example. So I just want you to know here in the Knight of Swords, they have a job in which they had to learn a lot about theory before they could step into the job. So it's not something that they just invented or started from one day to the next. They're not a YouTuber, group number one. They're someone who has a job that is a little bit more corporate, a little bit more, I don't want to say 9 to 5, but just where you dress in a suit, where you dress put together nicely, right? Teachers don't always dress in suits unless it's a very fancy school, but you know what I mean. You show up groomed and put together. This is not a job in which they're getting dirty. They have got computer hands, computer fingers, okay? They are the type of person who works very intellectually. Next up, oh, we've got Sagittarius for you, group number one. So they're heavy on the Sagittarius energy. And Sagittarius energy is optimistic. It is full of a need to explore and also full of a need for freedom. And why you're going to meet them during such a high of your life, and that's going to be the start of this next serious romantic relationship, is because they feel like they've got freedom when they meet you during that time. Because guess what, group number one? When you're in a time of your life where you feel fulfilled, where you don't feel like, oh my God, I need somebody, I need a relationship, I need someone to hold on to or to be with, that just makes you so much more of a light-hearted partner. It makes you someone that doesn't make the other person feel like they're being suffocated, because that is your next romantic person's biggest nightmare. To be in a relationship where they feel suffocated, where they feel like they don't have any room to grow, to do their own thing, to explore. They really, really need the freedom to do their own thing, as in pursue their hobbies and have time to be able to chase you. Like you not texting them back after 2 seconds every time, you not being available at all times either, because you've got your own thing going on. So they like a little bit of mystery within you. And here within Yin, I just also want you to understand that your next serious relationship will benefit strongly from the divine feminine energy being something that is centered in the relationship and protected. So divine feminine energy being protected means that you can live a soft life. This means that nobody is in a struggle situation. This relationship is one that is also financially sound. So we don't have, for example, someone that is barely providing, and that someone may happen to be a man, and that's like stressing you out and putting you in your divine masculine, because now you need to plan, you need to be the one making sure that you stay afloat. You need to be the one working your butt off. So I just want you to know here within Yin, that's not the type of relationship that this next serious one in your life is going to be. No more of that, group number one. Next up, within Trine, I do see that you're getting some angelic support, and this is helping you to create like a perfect flow in your life that will invite this next romantic partner in. And creating a perfect flow comes not only from self-love, but also confidence and a willingness to walk away from connections that don't suit you. And I think if you're the type of person who gets very attached, it may be something you have to like learn and develop over time. I know I have had to, group number one. I'm just also going to add a charm into this part of your reading so we can see precisely what your angelic support is going to look like. Okay, so we've got the clam as well as this kind of like canary bird. Can you see? So here within this clam or shell that has a little depiction that can represent a pearl, I just want you to know that this shows when you see a sign of a pearl or a clam, know here that you're being guided. You're being divinely drawn in a direction. We also have this canary and these flowers. So a very tropical vibe is one thing that I see here when you're meeting your person. So meeting them in a tropical place, going on a tropical vacation pretty early into the relationship. That's one thing that I'm sensing here within your next serious relationship. Meeting them somewhere warm and going to warm places together. All right, so let's pull some letters out for you and see what Spirit is trying to communicate. So we've got N, R, and C. Interesting. So a country that immediately comes to mind for me would be Nicaragua. So Nicaragua is a beautiful country in Central America. Let me just zoom out for you guys. So right here, up here, we've got North America. Down here, we've got South America. And obviously over here, Europe, Africa, Asia would be, I guess, maybe about the same distance to this side. So anyways, Nicaragua being a place that is meaningful, where you meet or you're going to go on vacation pretty soon into the relationship. So that's one thing that I immediately get here within your reading group number 1. I want to move a little further into it with you because we just still have so much to unpack and unfold here. I'm very excited, group number 1, in case you haven't noticed. These readings are so divine. The 9 of Wands shows me that one thing about your next serious romantic relationship is that you will feel a little sense of being almost overly protective about this relationship. And in the past, maybe you've overshared about some of your relationships, and then you ended up feeling like, oh, I shouldn't have told people my business. I shouldn't have let them in so much in my relationship, and then kind of given them permission almost to give me their 2 cents and to always kind of like check in the relationship and meddle in my relationship and give unsolicited advice and actually make situations worse. So this time around with this next serious relationship, you're setting boundaries and you're kind of making sure that they only go to a certain place, and everything behind this boundary that you're setting is not allowed. It is just private. And the thing is that sharing a little bit about your relationship is something you will learn to do again over time with the right people. But overall, you are very protective over this connection. And I see here with the 6 of Swords that the reason for that is that you want to first see how far this is going to go. You want to first see how far down the river, so to say, this connection will take you before you start sharing them with friends and family. And there may even be a little element of like shame or overthinking if you have shared previous partners with your friends and family and it didn't work out, and you feel like you've been sharing so many that you don't want to share anyone new or say you have anyone new in your life unless they're really worth it. Because the thing with sharing romantic relationships before they're really officialized and solidified is that it can be really annoying when people ask about this person that it didn't work out with, maybe ghosted you, maybe turned out to be a complete F-boy or a complete nut job, and you just don't even want to hear their name anymore. So the thing is, like, you want to first vet people before you actually share them with your inner circle and before you make it a known thing that you're seeing them and dating them and that you're with them. So next up, we've got the African lionfish for you. The African lionfish represents the power of choice. And the thing here within this next serious romantic relationship is that you're just so grateful to be around somebody that actually likes you, that's genuinely nice, that you just choose to focus on the positives rather than on some of their shortcomings. Because the older you get, the more you realize no one is perfect, and to expect a romantic partner to be your everything, you're just using your power of choice to not even make that quote-unquote mistake again, because you know that they can be a lot, but they're also just human. And not immediately ditching your friends or your acquaintances when you meet this person, but keeping your life going, making sure you're still keeping platonic connections with other people strong, so that they don't have to be your everything. You can talk with your friends about some worries that you have when it comes to your body, your health, or maybe even love and insecurities. You can talk to your parents about the career struggles that you have. Of course, you can share that with your next serious partner, but you're not going to share everything all the time with them, and especially not right from the beginning, because they're first going to have to prove themselves and earn your trust. So you are choosing to place your attention on gratitude for finding someone great, but at the same time, you're not going to immediately emotionally dump everything on them and then potentially either scare them off or give them ammunition in your first arguments to already kind of have something in their back pocket. And I know that sounds like, well, they wouldn't be my person if they were like that, but even the most fitting puzzle pieces, and I mean the most fitting couples where two people just really go together like two peas in a pod, even they sometimes have like petty arguments or can use things against one another. Of course, it's not the norm, but I'm just saying, like, this even happens in healthy relationships because we're humans. We can't help ourselves. We've got egos, and sometimes we put our egos first. Now, next up, within the beluga whale, I see that for your next serious romantic relationship, you are going to try so many new things with this person. You and your next partner are going to constantly be feeding your curiosity, just as you can see here with the beluga whale and this little like experimental depiction here. So quite literally being into science, being into nature, actually going and seeing beluga whales, as these are rare. These are unfortunately animals that we have to protect so they don't become extinct. And I do want you to know here within the beluga whale that trying something new is what will bond you with your person, because you're both kind of in a new situation, you don't know what you're doing, and it's fun to be imperfect together and even to be bad at things with your person and try them for the first time. So one thing that immediately comes to mind is, traveling together, going to a country you've never been to before, and also trying something together experimentally with ingredients, with chemicals in the kitchen. Okay, cooking together, mixing drinks, mocktails or cocktails together, and cooking new dishes with one another. That's one thing that I can see here that's like your science project, so to say, with your person. So group one, I do have a little more to add here within your reading, so I will clear and cleanse the space and then I'll be right back with you so we can delve even more deeply into your prediction. So you don't have to do anything, but hold on tight right now. Welcome back, group number one. Let's delve a little more deeply into your reading, shall we? All right, so next up we've got romance. Group number one. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. You will be dancing with your person, and if you feel awkward dancing, I just want you to know that they will guide you, they will lead you. They are the type of person that can make any awkward situation feel comfortable for you, because nothing around your next serious romantic partner will feel unnatural or like something that you should feel ashamed of. Even if it's something you're not good at, even if it's something that's completely new to you, I just want you to know here that this is the type of relationship and connection that is so intimate and just so trusting that nothing ever makes you feel like you are out of place, which I love for you, group number one. Next up, we've got treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. And this is something that your future spouse, soulmate, forever lover understands, because they've actually been through real trauma and hurt. They have lost a loved one, and that's why it's really important for them to treasure everyone who is still around, and them being in a romantic relationship with you means that they don't take time that you've got together for granted. They're not the type of person who can spend a lot of time in a petty argument. They're not the type of person who can stay mad at you for very long. They always want to reconcile ASAP and make sure that you're not wasting any of the precious time that you've got with one another, just sulking or being mad. So they're allergic to that. They're allergic to wasting time. I see here within October that this is a significant month for this next romantic relationship, this next very serious one. This is the month of meeting them or officializing the relationship. This is the month in which you will find that romance always blossoms the most with this person, because it may be getting a little colder where you live. The seasons may just be different. The vibe overall of October is just one where you feel closer to your person, so it will always be that connecting month for you. And I just also want you to know that when it comes to your next serious romantic relationship, look out for somebody who has a very warm kind of aura and warm undertone with their skin. So someone who has maybe olive colored skin, and just like a skin that has a very warm undertone, they can still have fair skin, they can have dark skin. Just having a warm undertone, or when I say olive color, I just mean when you look at them, it looks like they radiate warmth. But we'll get into a little bit more detail in just a second. So next we've also got this cat. This is a pretty bushy looking blackish cat, a dark cat that has a crown. And I want you to know, when you see this cat, it's good luck. And you guys will not believe this. I literally just had a cat like this walk through my backyard like a few hours ago, actually, a few hours before filming this. And that's probably also why I felt compelled to create this reading. And good luck being your symbol within this cat is just showing you you're getting closer to this ideal next serious relationship. And I'm happy that I saw this cat because I feel very drawn to your group number 1. So this would probably be my group if I were on the receiving end of this reading. And seeing this cat makes me all excited for what's next in my love life. Okay, we've also got commitment. Of all the cards and meanings we could have received, group number 1, we've got this eternal love and commitment, this beautiful commitment of two individuals who, once they say they want to be together, it's a lifelong thing. So your next serious relationship is most likely a soulmate, and is most likely someone with whom you're really going to be with forever, group number 1. And this is someone with whom you carry burdens with, but you also celebrate big wins with. This is a type of person that is down to earth and with whom you can just like go through very human experiences without it ever feeling awkward or without ever feeling uncomfortable. So even being sick, for example, and not looking your best, needing someone to help you with things in like older age, literally needing somebody to help you out, maybe showering, maybe washing your hair, you know, if you're in a space where you need downtime for whatever reason, like after surgery, or if you've got a cold or a flu, and just them taking care of you and vice versa, it just always feels so natural, and you both feel so blessed and fortunate to even have one another. And I see here within the best of you that the thing is like them seeing you at your worst and you being comfortable around them even at your worst. That brings out the best of you because you never have to act as though you're someone else around them. You never have to pretend. You can always be yourself. And I see here within perfect moments that that makes you enjoy the relationship so much more than you ever have in the past. In the past, you always wanted to make sure that you didn't come off as unattractive, that you didn't do anything to put them off. And I just see here that with this next serious relationship, this is someone with whom you can literally just be and you can just enjoy your time with. I also just want to add some astro dice into this reading. We've got the number 13 here. The 13th is an important number. I do want you to know October 13th is what we're getting for your meeting. So middle of the month is when things are the most hot and heavy and steamy with this person. I also just want to like add a placement. Okay, so here we have, let me just zoom in on what we've got here. All right, so within this symbol, we've got Uranus. And in Uranus, we've got the planet of the unexpected, of uniqueness. So their Uranus is most likely in a sign that is a little bit out there, outlandish, that isn't afraid to be themselves. You know, Aquarius comes to mind, but also Capricorn, for example. Okay, we've got Aries, very outspoken. Aries and Uranus. Oh my goodness. Your person is eccentric, group number 1. Your person is the type of person that does the craziest things and somehow it just always works out for them. Don't ask me how or why. They're a very lucky person. They're the type of person that could win the lottery and you wouldn't be surprised. All right, I also want to see what kind of like age difference we've got. We've got the number 5. All right, so 5 years for an age difference. How do you feel about that, group number 1? I think it's not bad. I think it's pretty good, to be honest with you. And I wouldn't complain. Group number 1, I think your relationship looks like a pretty healthy one. It looks like a very, very exciting one. But we still have so much more to figure out. What I'd like you to do now is to scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac signs timestamp, and then you'll be fast forwarded to the second, even more intricate part of your reading that you can add on to what you just received here, and that will make for your highly personalized tarot reading on your next serious romantic relationship. So I'll catch you over at the click of your zodiac signs timestamp. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading about your next serious romantic relationship. Now, you chose the Pastel Journey Tarot deck as well as the Amethyst to help guide you. Look at this beautiful specimen of a crystal. I mean, this amethyst is absolutely gorgeous, and in case you didn't know, you may have felt drawn to this group and this stone because you too have psychic abilities. Maybe you know about them, and even as a kid, people have always kind of said to you that you've got some special gifts, and maybe you have yet to discover them. But that's another topic for another video. I mean, we will allow for any message to come through that needs to be said within your reading. It may have to do with your psychic ability and uncovering that, but we are going to be heavily into your next romantic relationship and what's going to happen, when you're going to meet them, who they are, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's get into it. I have shuffled this deck of cards, but I feel compelled to pick a card just out like this. All right, we've got the Ace of Swords. Now, what this means and stands for is that your next romantic relationship is going to be intellectually stimulating. The Ace of Swords shows a different kind of vibration and a different conversation happening in this next romantic relationship. So in the past, you may have dealt with people who were emotionally unintelligent. You may have had exes that you just couldn't have very deep conversations with. And that's not to say that they weren't educated or that they as a whole were not very intelligent humans, but it was just hard to go deep with them. It was just hard to even talk spirituality or nerdy sciencey things with them about the human body. But moving forward, your next serious relationship is going to be filled with completely different conversational topics, but that's good. The Ace always represents a fresh beginning that is promising. Now, next up, we've got the Empress, which is the third card of the tarot. And usually what this also represents is fertility. So group number 2, Spirit, your guides and your angels, they're not wasting any time. They just want to tell you that this next serious romantic relationship is going to change everything when it comes to the values that you have about children, family, and building that with another person. The Empress shows that this is the only person that you could actually imagine having kids with. This is the only person that you actually feel you can have a forever relationship with that would be healthy, and where your kids would for sure see two parents that are together in a loving, healthy relationship dynamic, and you not passing down kind of toxic patterns to them, this is the only person that you feel you can do that with. And the thing is, like, having kids, just the act of having kids, it's not as hard as raising healthy children. Those are two completely different things, right? It feels like anyone can have a child, and not every child deserves to be born that way. Not every child deserves to have the trials and tribulations that they were born into. Of course, no child deserves that. So the thing is, like, every kid deserves great parents. You know this. And sometimes, okay, this is going to sound really, really harsh, but it can feel like not every parent deserves kids. I said it. Okay, we put it out there. Every kid deserves amazing parents, but not all parents deserved their kids. When their kids were amazing, when their kids took care of the entire household, the parents, the other siblings, did everything there. No child deserves that. And the parents who allowed that to happen, I'm sorry, but that is not what a child should be going through. And I just want you to know here that you and this next serious relationship, you guys are all about health. The Three of Wands shows that this is even somebody who is open to therapy. Like, your next serious romantic partner is someone who is so secure in themselves, they would go to therapy before an engagement, before a marriage, before having kids, during. They would do anything just for the health of the relationship, and they trust that there is a reason why there are professionals that offer things such as therapy. And they're the type of person that doesn't have such a big ego that they refuse to take help on board. They feel as though it definitely wouldn't hurt, and if anything, it will just strengthen the bond that you have with them. And also another thing in the Empress group number 2 is that they find you to be super attractive. I forgot to mention that. They see you as someone who is really irresistible and someone who they always dreamt of being with, physically as well. And this is especially, I just want you to know, true for Empresses who have a little bit of this knack for darkness. So you like to wear dark colors, chokers, hairbands every now and then. And just overall, you have a little bit of like a dark feminine aura and aesthetic, and black is your main go-to color. Sure, you can do other colors and tones, but black is like your thing. Next, with the Five of Cups, I want you to also know that your next serious romantic relationship is going to start during a time of feeling grief and feeling alone. So this relationship starting at a time where you feel a little upset is probably going to be a beacon of light, but you won't share this with the person because you don't want them to feel like they're your savior or something like that. You want this relationship to start on like an equal footing, so you don't want them to sense that you're actually in a time in your life where you feel a little bit down and out and bummed out about love. So when they come in, they completely change that. But of course, you don't want to stroke their ego too much, because there is always this risk that when you're honest and real and sincere and that strokes someone's ego just a little too much, that it can get to their head. And that's definitely not something that we want happening for you, group number 2. We want to keep their feet planted on the ground because you're the prize, group number 2. And we need to make sure that they understand that they understand and don't get a little too sassy, if you know what I mean. Next up, we've got love endures. So love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. And this is how you can tell that you're with a real one, group number 2. When the love endures, when they're not just talking about how they want to be with you forever, when they're not just saying how they want to marry you, how they want to have a family with you, how they want to be with you for the rest of their life, how you're the love of their life. I mean, when I think back at some people who have said that to me and then I compare the actions that they took, it is comical. It is effing hilarious, group number 2. The lies, like no. Okay, and the thing with love enduring and this showing up within your reading, it shows that this is finally the type of person where their actions actually match up with their words, where the love actually endures any kind of hardship and challenges and difficulties, because when they say they love you and you're the love of their life, when they say they care about you and they want to be with you, they actually do it. Like, even when the going gets tough, even when things get hard, even when you argue, they will never want to lose you over something like a dumb, petty argument, because what you have is so much deeper and more profound that they understand like any argument is just an misunderstanding of two souls who do actually deeply love one another and care for one another, and that there's always a way to work it out. There's always a way to allow the heat of the moment to cool off, and then for them to come to you with love, without any kind of vengeance, without any kind of residual anger, but just coming back to you from a place of love and saying, look, let's have this conversation now. Apologizing for the things that they said in the heat of the moment, not because they're waiting for you to apologize back, but because that's just sincerely what they want to do, because their love endures. Their love is not something that they're just saying. It's not something that they're just saying to get you reeled in or to get you into bed, basically. So next up, we've got you are limitless. You can do anything you choose. And the thing here for you, group number 2, is that feeling limitless is what comes when you meet this person, because as I already mentioned in the 5 of Cups, you will be feeling a little bit like the dating pool is full of people that you just don't want. And then when you meet this person, it's like a beacon of light. It's like, okay, finally this person with whom I can have a serious relationship with. And it makes you feel like you can do anything, because that was just like the final missing puzzle piece that you needed to complete your life. Like, you're educated, you're smart, you're a kind person, you've got your money right, you have put yourself together physically, you're working on yourself, you've glowed up, you are the kind of person who is really healed. And that's not to say you're done or you won't continue, but you are ready. And so when you have someone that comes into your life that is actually worth the sacrifices that you just have to make in relationships, such as compromise, spending time when you don't want to, dealing with things that can be complicated or difficult in the relationship, you feel as though you're on top of the world because you have chosen someone that actually, at the end of the day, makes your life better. Like, at the end of the day, the balance is in the green, it's in the plus. Now, honesty is essential. Speak with love and truth. I want you to know here that when it comes to your next serious romantic relationship, they're the type of person who's very outspoken and honest and will tell you the truth. Another thing that they're going to tell you pretty immediately and quickly is that you have a gorgeous back. They really, really love your back and your neck. And they also love when you have different things in your hair that are just like little accessories. I mentioned having like a band, a bow, something in your hair that just accentuates, like brings out that part of you. And I can see that this is something that they find really feminine, really beautiful, and really dainty. And it doesn't matter who you identify as, this is something that they will always see as beautiful on your body. And I just want you to know this, so that you can pay attention to making sure you're all moisturized. Maybe you wear something that's a little backless. Maybe, you know, you put that little hair accessory in your hair on that first date that you're going on, because you know it will attract your forever person. You'll know that they're the one when they give you a lot of compliments on those areas of your body. Next up, we've got the 6 of Earth reverse. So I want you to know this next serious relationship will be with somebody who has taken themselves out of their family because their family is just not vibing with them at this point. They have a toxic family dynamic, toxic siblings or toxic parents. And there's a reason why they've removed themselves and why they're kind of only friends with part of the family, not the whole family. And it is for the better, also for you. And I want you to remember, every family has its craziness. No family is perfect. Neither is your person's. And they have just strategically removed themselves from any individuals or family members who are drama rather than actual support and love, like family should be. Ooh, okay, we've also got the Child. All right, group number 2. We continue to get these messages of children with your person, children in this next serious relationship. And connecting that to also why they removed themselves is because they want healthy children. They want kids that don't grow up in a household that is destructive or that has patterns that are unhealthy. They don't want your children to see that. That is something they're just not going to allow to happen. So they're a very protective type of person. I also want to see what we will get numbers wise. So we've got 4 as like the dream number, the wish number from your person when it comes to children. Also, another thing with 4 is that that's like the magical age. That's the age where you are enjoying your children so much with this person. Okay, we've also got the symbol of Libra here for you. There we go. All right, Libra being a sign that is important when it comes to your children. So having heavy Libra placements means kids who are talkative, who are fun, who are intelligent, who are witty, who are great at school, and who are pretty unproblematic. Okay, Libra is ruled by Venus, so they will be very good looking. And these children will be very oriented when it comes to being diplomatic. They'll be the type of kids who have really, really great discipline and that you don't really need to like remind to do their homework and so on. So this is just overall a very disciplined kind of household and a very pretty one, okay? A very good looking one. Now let's move further into it. We've got August. August is the time in which this relationship will be officialized, either through a pregnancy announcement that will happen in August, or just finally saying, we are an item, we are together, this is us. So August is the time of coming out in this relationship. It is the time of being with them and making it clear to the whole world that you're together, and just overall being one item, group number 2. Furthermore, I just also want to talk to you about looks, and coming back here, circling back to the 6 of Earth. Let's turn this card right side up. It did show up reverse for you, but I just also want you to know here with the 6 of Earth reverse, they're the type of person who is into health and fitness. That is important to them, but once they're in this relationship with you, they are a lot less fixated on making sure that they're perfect. They're a lot less fixated on hanging out with friends, doing sports and so on. They would rather spend time with you than be apart just to do their hobbies or to do like sports with friends or go to the gym and so on. They would rather have a night of eating some unhealthy or greasy takeout with you, chilling on the couch, than being perfect and just always eating like the perfect meal preps and so on. So as mentioned, it's not like they're letting themselves go, but they're enjoying life a lot more with you than they did by themselves. That's one thing I can see here. Another thing that I want you to know here is that this is the type of person that brings stability because they didn't have that themselves. This is the type of person that brings stability that's born out of a fear of making you or your future children relive the instability that they have experienced. And why I see that here is in love enduring. So they probably came from a family in which love enduring was very important, but was not necessarily something that was kept up by every single family member. And they want to break that pattern because to them, it's important to speak the truth. They cannot stand lies. They cannot stand deceit or dishonesty. They're a very straightforward and honest person. And the thing here is that they have a very good relationship with part of their family where they can speak the truth and where the love endures, and that's what they want to carry on in the relationship with you. And they want to leave any kind of deceitful, toxic, or unhealthiness where it is, and also shelter you and protect you from it. So don't feel as though this is going to be awkward. They've already sorted it before you even get together, before you're even in one another's lives, which is great because it shows they're responsible and they're not bringing you into a situation that will be uncomfortable for you. So group number 2, this is the first part of your reading that I've received for you, and I hope that you found it insightful so far. But what I'd now like you to do to receive the second, even more intricate part of your reading is to scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac signs timestamp, and then you'll be fast forwarded to the second, even more personalized part of this pick a card tarot reading that we're putting together for you in a very interactive way. So group number 2, to complete your reading, make sure that you click your zodiac signs timestamp now, and I'll catch you during that second, even more intricate part of your prediction. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to the first part of your reading about your next serious romantic relationship. Now, you chose the Accurate AF Tarot deck as well as the electroplated quartz point. This is a gorgeous electroplated quartz point, which not only brings you an energy that is magnetic, but it also pushes you out of your comfort zone, which may be precisely what you needed and why you are in group 3's reading. But now let's get into it, group number 3. I can't wait for us to figure out with whom your next serious romantic relationship is going to be and when it's going to be. So first up, we've got the Four of Wands. The number 4 is a number of stability. In numerology, I want you to know that the number 4 shows prosperity as well as harmony. The Four of Wands is a card that shows that everything is fulfilled in a way that there is this connection. So you have this fulfilling connection with your next person where financially things are sound. You've got a great connection when it comes to romance and passion and intimacy. You've got a great intellectual connection. You've got a great emotional connection, and you just get one another. That's what I see here within the Four of Wands. And that's really important for any serious romantic relationship, to feel like your person just understands where you're coming from. And that's what I see here within the Four of Wands for you. And November shows us that this is the month of officialization and actually making that solid foundation that you had mentally, intellectually, and on an emotional level, making that a real tangible thing. So move-in dates with one another, also engagement dates, getting married. The month of November is your preferred month and the month on which things in your relationship seem to always land that have to do with creating even more stability, with setting this connection even more in stone through further commitment. So for some reason, you guys keep coming back to November for your month of commitment. Ooh, we've also got the Empress, even a childbirth in November, group number 3. This is a card not only of beauty, but also abundance in every area of your relationship. Now, group number 3, even if you thought that kids or additional kids were not in the picture for you, I just want you to know here that the right person, the next serious romantic someone, may just change your mind in ways that you never thought possible. And here with the Empress in November, I just also want you to know that this is a fabulous month for conception too within this relationship. This is a steamy month, a month where you both feel so close to each other, closer than ever. So I just want you to use this month for manifestation, for creation, and to celebrate this next serious romantic relationship. Wow, we've got the 10 of Rings. Your reading is overwhelmingly positive, group 3, because in case you didn't know, the 10 of Rings corresponds to the 10 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot, and Pentacles and Rings actually represent the element of Earth, which shows all things in the earthly realms, such as money, your job, your health, your time management. The 10 of Rings shows a complete satisfaction and a culmination where things just work. So it's as though with this next person, this next romantic relationship, it's like you've got systems in place, and when things need to happen, you guys just perform like an amazing team. The 10 of Rings also shows here that you'll have the things in the earthly realms that you want. The home, the car, the marriage, the commitment, the ring, all of these things that seem shallow or that seem so earthly. Well, group number 3, it is true that people invest in what they value, and we all have to work in order to be able to make money. And when you spend time, energy, and effort making money and you spend it on someone, it is, in a sense, a commitment and a confession of love. It's undeniable. And I feel as though we need to steer away from making it a shallow thing or kind of demonizing using money and material resources as a love language, because it is, because you are showing this person you went to work, you put in the effort, you spent your life, your most valuable asset, your time, making this money so you could buy something for them, provide something for them. So your person will show you financially and with these kind of acts of service and gifts and very heavy material investments, how much they care about you, because to them, there's nothing more valuable than their time, and they're willing to invest their time to make money, to make you feel comfortable and stable, and to reinvest back into the relationship in a way that you feel valued and in a way that you can see their commitment. And this is something that I definitely want us to celebrate, because it is way nicer to have someone that shows you love by giving you earthly stability, by making sure that your kids can go to good schools, that you're stable, that you can buy healthy foods, than someone who demonizes the love language of money and gift giving. And in the end, you're just worried every day. Your hair is graying, you're getting wrinkles, and you're stressed all the time, which will just amount to chronic illness or physical ailment, which then again will stress you even more if you're not set in your home, your finances, the cleanliness, the taxes, the bills, all of these things. So group number 3, your person is down for that. They've sorted it. They know what they're doing. The 7 of Swords here shows me that your person is the type of individual who isn't afraid to bend rules and also, if necessary, to change contracts. Your person is well educated to the point where nobody can fool them. If anyone thinks that they're a player or they're street smart, they haven't met your person, group number 3, because this next serious romantic relationship will be with somebody who is unplayable by the outside world. You're the only person who holds that power over them. For the outside world, they are actually the crooky one. They are the one who others need to look out for. They're the one who comes out on top financially because they're pretty cutthroat. Next up, we've got the Death card, which I absolutely don't want you to worry about or think it's a negative thing. It's actually a card of transformation, and it's a pretty positive one, as it shows here the ending of something old that you can't get anything more out of anyways, and it makes room for the beginning of something new. The Death card showing up with the Empress definitely also shows us here that there are grandparents that are not going to be able to see the kids. So either your next serious romantic relationship had grandparents that are no longer with us. It could also be you, but it makes you feel really happy for the fact that your lineage is continuing. So there's sadness to the fact that there are some missing grandparents, missing ancestors, but you also find beauty in the cycle of life and the fact that there can even be procreation, that you can even carry their lineage and their heritage on into the future. So that makes you proud. That makes you feel like actually what's happening is beautiful in a way, even though there is a little bit of missing. But you know here with the Death card that this means new beginnings too. So next up, we've got the element of fire, which is the element of confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. The 3 fire signs of the zodiac are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And I want you to know that when this card shows up, it is telling us we've got some very heavy placements within these fire signs. And I want to see precisely what house your person's fire sign placement is in. So they have got their 6th house in a fire sign. Their 6th house in either Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So I'll put this right here. The 6th house is the house of your health, your job, your daily routines. So they're somebody who puts a lot of energy into their health. They're somebody who isn't afraid to try something new when it comes to their career, when it comes to their personal well-being. So think things like ice baths, different diets that may seem a little outlandish to some, but your person just doesn't mind at all when it comes to that. And then we are also discussing the second house again, and the second house is the house of money, finances, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. This is a really important house within your next serious romantic relationship. And I just want to reiterate, a lot of relationships break up over financial issues. And you putting an emphasis on making sure that that's going well, your next serious relationship being with someone who has the means for this to be important, for this to be emphasized, but not the main focal point of the relationship, but just knowing you're good with this person. It is such a breath of fresh air. It is such a breath of responsibility that you're seeing from this person, that kind of breath of fresh air that you've always craved and wanted. And this is the type of person who actually knows it's important to be sane financially, okay, to make sure that everybody feels secure. And the second house is also the house that pertains to their heart. So they do have just a strong love language of gift giving. And next up, we've got the number 8, which is the number of abundance. Your person, group number 3, comes from a background of a lot of affluence. They come from a background where they have always had more than enough. They've gone to good schools, they've had a great education, and they want this legacy to carry on. They want their kids to have that as well. They're not playing around when it comes to procreation. They are not playing around when it comes to building an empire or a family legacy. They are very passionate about that. And once they found the person who's the right one, i.e. you, group number 3, as this is your next serious relationship, they're going to want to discuss carrying on the lineage, because they actually want to create children and descendants who are going to bring value to planet Earth, and they want to leave this planet in better condition than they found it, or at least contribute to some positive and philanthropic causes as well. Now, group number 3, I feel inclined to clear and cleanse the space, and then I'll be right back, and we'll move a little more deeply into this first part of your reading. So all you've got to do is hold on tight, and I'll be right back with you. All right, group number 3, let's move a little further into it, shall we? Let's see what else that they've got going on here. So we've got finding as well as compassion. All right, so one thing that I can see here is that they want to find someone who is compassionate finally. So the person who you'll be with, your next serious romantic relationship, is with someone who has experienced people who have a lack of empathy, a lack of compassion, and they want to be with someone who is a little bit more on the side of just warmth. Okay, so if you identify as someone who can see themselves in this imagery and just the essence of warmth, potentially even having like literally curly hair or a complexion that is a bit more olive colored, being kind of rather tall, having like a body type that allows you to wear dresses, long dresses, and that looks really good on you. I just want you to know overall here within your reading that on the inside, they want compassion, they want warmth, and on the outside, they want someone who has kind of very feminine looks and feminine energy. They just like this very feminine persona overall. So the person who your next serious romantic relationship will be with is somebody who wants nothing less than very earthy kind of empress energy. Beauty, that's another thing that they really appreciate. So they might come off as a little old school, but they want someone who takes care of themselves. Your next serious romantic relationship is someone who values your external beauty as well, because they know that it takes time and energy and effort to even have certain amounts of external beauty. They understand that this is something that doesn't just come, it doesn't just happen for free, and they also had very beautiful female role models. So they have a very beautiful mother who put a lot of effort into taking care of themselves, beautiful sisters and half-sisters. That's one thing that I can see here. Very compassionate, feminine women, women who were engaged in philanthropic causes, who had animals they were taking care of. So think, for example, cats and horses. And overall, living in a place where women were sacred, were soft beings that were to be protected and taken care of, and also who were supposed to have kind of very soft, feminine hobbies, like flower arranging, for example, like actually spending time with one another, doing things like drawing, painting, book clubs, and so on. They really, really love that kind of vibe, and it's something that they would totally appreciate and support you in doing later down the line. So they want to take heavy labor off of your plate, off of your shoulders, and for you to be more in your beauty, in your compassion, being the kind of person who can give back and who can focus on their work and also philanthropic causes without feeling like you're super overwhelmed and you have so many bills to pay and keep up with. They don't want you to be in your masculine. They don't want you to be stressed out. That's one thing that I can see with your person here. And the thing is, like, for them, they want to see you thrive, and when they see you thrive, they find a lot of beauty in that. Within forgiveness, nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments, and that is where they have completely forgiven themselves or any potential exes, and they will never again be with someone who is just beautiful but who on the inside is kind of rotten. They've experienced that, and to them it's something they're not getting into ever again. It's not something they're interested in, and that is a complete fail to them. Inner beauty is just as important as outer beauty. I also want to see what the letters in their name are. So we've got H as well as E. I just want to pull one more. All right, we've also got S. So their name may be Seth, for example. The initials SEH are what I want you to already kind of get used to. Either a name that is, as already mentioned, Seth, or for example, Sherman. Just a very, actually a pretty serious sounding name, pretty serious sounding last name as well, group number 3. And the thing is, like, they are the kind of person who is a little bit more reserved and who is a little bit more low-key. In the perched bird, I want you to know here that they are the type of person who is kind of always waiting to receive news. So they are like the CEO, the founder, the type of person who is overlooking other people. So they're waiting for packages, letters, emails that they can appraise, look over, and kind of sign. And I do see here within the pig that the thing is that they're always really aware of greed. They're always very aware of people taking funds that they shouldn't be taking. They're the type of person who oversees a company and has to make sure that the numbers are right, that nobody is kind of messing with things, and that nobody gets greedy and tries to interfere where they shouldn't. Okay, so being in a position of power is not just all fun and games. They also have to make sure that people are doing their job. So when it comes to their career, they're not exactly the popular one because they are the stern boss. They are the kind of person that others fear in a sense as well, because they know, okay, this person is looking over everything, and we kind of need to be a little careful that we don't play games and that we don't jeopardize our standing with this person. Now, within choice, I want you to know here that they're the type of person that will always give you a choice. So anything that you want, whether it's a birthday present, whether it's a trip that you're taking together, I just want you to know here that they will always give you multiple options to choose from, multiple doors to walk through, and they're not the type of individual who wants for you to ever feel as though, oh, you're just stuck with something. So having options is something they take a lot of pride in providing in a relationship. And I want you to know that you will also have a lot of options and choices when it comes to countries to live in, because they're the type of person who speaks different languages, who has multiple passports. Here within the youth, I want you to know that already as a kid, they've traveled a lot. They're a very well-traveled individual. And within the youth, they are the type of person who also has always kept pretty youthful energy. So they are most likely older than you, and they're in a situation where they feel as though, okay, this is now the split between youth and being an adult, and they want to decide to actually be an adult, to actually kind of be in a relationship where they can leave their youth as something they've done, they've experienced, and progress from that, move on from that, while still keeping fun, youthful energy. Another thing with forgiveness and she is that we've also got this very forgiving nature when it comes to anyone in their divine feminine. And that's what has gotten them into bad relationships in the past. They're just too forgiving with women because they are soft towards them. In their job, they're in their divine masculine, and everything is always so hard, direct, almost brutal, if you will, and they never want to treat women that way. They work in a very male-dominated field, so when they encounter a woman or they're dealing with a woman, they're always more forgiving, more gentle, more kind, and just more on the lookout to make sure they don't cause hurt, which is something that was taught to them by having strong female figures that were beautiful, that they grew up with. As I already mentioned within your reading, group number 3, a very beautiful mother and sisters within their life. And they were always kind of the protector and the one that was taught by their father already that women are here to be protected, to be given choices. And what you need to do is to make sure people around you don't start getting greedy, and that people around you don't start taking away from your family and from your stability. So they're in a sense very traditional and conservative as well, group number 3. So this is the first part of your reading that I've received so far, and I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know in the comment section. I love reading your comments. But now what I'd like for you to do is to scroll into the description box to click the timestamp of your zodiac sign. It's also pinned to the top of the comment section, and then you'll be fast forwarded to the second, even more intricate part of your reading, where I get into more details about your next serious romantic relationship. So I can't wait to catch you over there, group number 3. Hello, all of my beautiful souls of group number 4, and welcome to your first part of your reading about your next serious romantic relationship. Now, you chose this group from the intro of the video, and you've got the Tattoo Tarot deck as well as the Rose Quartz Crystal. Before we move into your zodiac signs portion of your reading, which you get to click the timestamp of once you've received part 1 of your prediction. So, the Rose Quartz, in case you didn't know, is a gorgeous stone that represents love as well as friendships. Healthy ones, the type of love you would want. So the type of serious relationship that's up next in your life is one that you can finally say is actually bringing joy as well as respect into your life. So I want to move into your reading with the cards so we can figure out all the nitty-gritty details. Group 4, lean back, relax, and enjoy this private tarot card reading. So first up, we've got the Chariot. I want you to know that the Chariot is a card of the tarot that represents speed. It represents things moving very quickly. So this romance will begin and progress very quickly, which to you may first seem like red flags because you want to take things slow, because you know that sometimes when things move quickly, it can be a sign that it's a little too fast. However, here with the Chariot, I want you to know that this is a positive foreshadowing. You will meet them and things will move very quickly in a positive sense. You may have heard some stories before of couples who met and a few months later they were engaged. Things move quickly and successfully when two people know that they're just meant for one another and they trust that gut feeling. I see here within March for you, group number 4, that March is the month of officializing, of being with them. March is the magical month in which you will find that important things happen in this relationship. Think engagement, think meeting them, think conceiving a child, think purchasing a home. I just want you to understand here that this third month of the year is one in which not only flowers begin to bloom and grow and the nature shifts significantly, but it is also a very impactful month in your next serious relationship. Next up, within the King of Coins, we have an idea of who this person is. Green eyes, as well as a very intense nature. I want you to know in the King of Coins, this is the king of the element of air. So this represents Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo energy, as the element of air represents all things in the earthly realms and does show us that your next serious relationship will be with somebody who is very good when it comes to finances, when it comes to their job. And by very good, I mean they're successful. I mean they don't play games. I mean they're the type of person that others look up to. The King of Coins shows someone who is well established and somebody who does value financial comfort and security. Furthermore, the King of Coins with the green eyes, and we do have a little bit of facial hair. It doesn't have to be exactly like in the King of Coins, but just overall, a little bit of facial hair, a very kind of masculine facial structure, and eyes that are set not deeply in their skull, but you know what I mean. They have a very masculine kind of face. And we also have perhaps a little longer hair that is shiny, that is healthy, which does show us that they take good care of themselves on an internal level. So they eat healthily because they know that all the wealth in the world isn't worth anything if you don't have the health to actually enjoy it. Next up, within the Six of Cups, I do see that they've got a burning desire to be in a relationship in which they can do everything that you would see in the movies, like all of the fairy tale things. So that means purchasing a home together, having kids together, being in a relationship where you travel, where you see the world, where you experience new things, just being couple goals. And I do see that they are slightly religious or spiritual as well, more deeply than the people you've met in the past. And they are the kind of person who believes in karma. If they are the type of person who is religious, they are God-fearing, so to say. So here within the Six of Cups, I just want you to know that they're the type of person who has values and principles. Some of these are rooted in religious or spiritual beliefs, and they're the type of person who really wants to act on what they feel is right and what they feel karma-wise is something actually pleasant to do. They do not want to accumulate any kind of bad karma, any kind of evil eye, because it's not necessary. They're not the type of person who always needs to be right. They're not the type of person who needs their ego stroked. So to them, apologizing is something that comes easily. To them, being kind to others is something that goes without say. So your next serious relationship is with somebody who actually is disciplined when it comes to relationships as well. They don't like situationships. They don't like to be physically or emotionally intimate with someone who is just a friend or, as already mentioned, a situationship. They like serious relationships where you know that there's only two people involved. Now here within the High Priestess, I do also see that they have a side to them that is very receptive. The High Priestess represents the moon, and it is also a card that represents feminine energy of reflection and receiving. And I want you to know here that what has made them very successful in their career is the fact that they're open to receiving criticism, and they also receive others' energy. When they're in a room, they're not the person who speaks the most. They prefer to listen, because that gives them a lot more information about who they are dealing with. So this next serious relationship will be with somebody who is rather quiet, who seems to not want to overshare, but that's because they are very observant and they want to learn about who they're dealing with either professionally or romantically. So if you are sitting with this person and you think, why are they so quiet? Group number 4, just know they're evaluating your words and they're asking themselves whether you are compatible. Now the 5 of Cups shows me here that they're the type of person who has very high standards. They absolutely do not like anything that shows a lack of self-love and self-respect. So for example, someone who gets drunk every weekend and just acts in a really sloppy way, someone who doesn't take care of themselves, these are red flags for them. I want you to also know that it's important to them that you are a great example for kids and for future events as well, because they do get invited to some fancy events, and you have to be the type of person that they can take anywhere, that they can take on a camping trip, but that they can also take to some high-end events, and you fit in. You don't stick out in a negative way, but you can hold a conversation with anyone, and you're the type of person who never strays too far from their origin in a really authentic way that is super lovable. So never forgetting where you came from and how far that you've come, but at the same time also being very, very much a classy kind of genuine person who doesn't really care about anyone else's assets, background, bank account. You treat everyone equally because you understand that at the end of the day, we are all human and we've all got good days, bad days. We've all got worries and fears and things that keep us up at night. So here within The Alchemist, I want you to know that your person's favorite colors on you are going to be purple and red. So if you're not like a hugely colorful person, if you're looking to buy like a nice pajama, some nice underwear, undergarments, a beautiful dress for an event, go with red or purple when you have the opportunity to infuse color into your life and into the relationship, because they really love how you look in that. Furthermore, I want you to know that the person with whom your next serious relationship will be with is someone who is not just highly educated, but they are very experimental when it comes to work. So they are most likely an entrepreneur or have a high-paying, high-powered position at a company where they get to enforce new rules, where they get to try new things, and they get to take the lead on putting some new projects out there that have never been done before. Another thing about them is that they're the type of person who loves elegance. So rather than very revealing clothes, they prefer something that is more sophisticated, that is a little bit more covered up, because not that they're possessive in a really jealous and unhealthy way, but they do feel like they don't want to share you with anyone else. The Queen of Wands is the type of person that they're into. So the Queen of fiery energy. Now, having strong Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius placements is something that will make your next serious romantic partner go wild. And the thing about Queen of Wands energy is that it's very tenacious, very generous, but also very comfortable in your own body. That's one thing about the Queen of Wands. It's the type of energy that shows that you're not uncomfortable in how you look or how your body appears to others. You're very confident also in a sensual way. And I do want you to know here within the Tower that when it comes to this next serious relationship, there's going to be like this huge disruption to your person's life, and they're going to all of a sudden think, oh my God, I've never been so crazy about someone. I've never had my focus been so disrupted. I've never been so in conflict with getting work done and making time for a relationship, and never have I ever wanted to just be with one person rather than be able to properly focus on work. So the thing is, like, your person is someone who has never felt what they will feel for you before. They've never been in a situation where they've loved so hard. And the thing here with the Tower is that that is definitely a little unnerving for them. That's definitely something that they didn't expect whatsoever. I also just want to add some letters into your reading just to see what Spirit wants to spell out for us. So we've got A as well as I. So AI being a technology that they're interested in, that they're using. Then let's see what else Spirit wants to spell out. We've got A as well as E. So we've got A, E, and I. These are the important letters within your person's name, especially the letter A. So they probably have double A's within their name. And I just want you to know here with this person that a thing about them that I'm sensing from your reading is also that they're super driven. They're the type of person who feels like they've just scratched the surface and they still have so much to accomplish, group number 4. So I feel inclined to clear and cleanse the space, and then I'll be right back with you to guide you even more deeply into your reading, group number 4. You don't need to do anything but hold on tight, and we'll delve a little further into your prediction. Welcome back, group number 4. Are you ready to delve a little more deeply into your reading? I sense that you are, and I sense that you're very excited for what's to come next. So let's see what else we'll figure out about your next serious relationship. So I feel inclined to choose this card for you, and we've got the second house. In astrology, the second house is the house of physical security, possessions, material values, and your self-worth. This is the house of finances, money, and your professional life. So I do want you to know here in the second house that this is an important matter with your person. We already spoke about how they have this earth sign energy that is very much focused on not just making money, but also success for the future, stability for a family together. So this is reflected in the second house again. And we've also got Cancer. So one of you is going to be a Cancer. Cancer is a very nurturing, comforting sign. This is a sign that wants to feel protected and is very protective, and it's a super family-oriented sign. So with us having earth sign energy, so Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, and also Cancerian energy, you two are both real home bodies. You two love to have a beautiful home, to take care of that home. Sure, you'll go to some social engagements, but it's not really that you love it, or that you like to go out super frequently, or that you both like to go and party. That is not the vibe for you at all. You both prefer more quiet lives, quiet nights, and just spending quality time with one another away from other people. I see here within dreams that your next serious romantic relationship is actually going to have a foretelling in your dreams, group 4. Pay close attention to your dreams and what you see within them. You will see your future soulmate within those dreams. And the thing is, like, if you feel like you can't remember your dreams, it's not that you are not a dreamer. We all dream. But the whole thing that differs greatly is that some of us human beings remember our dreams, and we remember them with precision. And some of us don't remember our dreams whatsoever, which can be a little frustrating. But I do recommend that you go to bed with the intention of remembering your dream. That can often help to subconsciously make you remember. And also write them down as soon as you wake up. Otherwise, you will forget them. Next up, we've also got forgiveness. So I do see here that the person with whom your next serious relationship will be has completely forgiven their ex. They've completely forgiven the person that they were once with, and they have gotten over them. They are not the type of individual that wants to carry on any ex's energy into the next relationship. So you can know, group number 4, that that chapter is completely closed. You can rest assured that there's nothing to worry about there. And within forgiveness, I also see here that they're actually the type of person who doesn't have a specific look that they go for. They overall like an appearance that is unique. And in a sense, also feminine. We've got long hair here. We've got a little, this almost looks like a shirt dress. So very, very casual, but still feminine and still attractive, still seductive. I see that they like simple glam, if you will, like very simple but still sophisticated looks. And overall, they're the type of person that loves unique personalities. I want to move a little further into your reading, group number 4. This is really fun. Let's see what else we've got. Turn on your heart light. Reflect on a time when you experienced love. So the thing with your person is that they are hugely, hugely, hugely into being very romantic. They are the type of person who likes to recreate different memories that you may have had with them and make them even better. So if your first date is at a romantic restaurant, or a very romantic place, they're going to try to one-up that as soon as possible. They're a very romantic type of person, and they learned that from their parents already, how important it is to work on a romantic relationship in order for it to actually last for a very long time. I also want to see how many siblings that they had with our Astro Dice group number 4. Let's see. Okay, they have one sibling. That's one thing I can see here. So they have one brother or one sister that is part of their life, and I want to see what sign that sibling is in. All right, we've got a Virgo here. So they most likely have a good relationship with their sibling, but sometimes one that is a little strained because their sibling is a very nitpicky type of person and is also the type of person that tells them the truth when they don't necessarily want to hear the truth. That's one thing I'm getting here within the reading. Next up, we've got the bottlenose dolphin, a good time. So here with the bottlenose dolphin, I want you to know that you're going to meet them during a birthday bash or a wedding. And this is the type of person with whom you're going to have a good time with. You're going to meet them at an event where you're enjoying yourself and where you're also able to talk to other people. And I want you to know here that even if you're the type of person that doesn't frequently meet other people in person, this is the type of meeting where you are going to be completely taken by surprise. You're going to feel like this is something that hasn't happened to you before, and it's going to be really fun for you because it feels low pressure meeting your next romantic partner. And here within the tiger shark, I do also see that they're completely different from anyone whom your ancestors were with, romantically speaking. So you probably come from two different ethnic backgrounds, from two different nationalities. Both have a very different history, genetically speaking, and that is something that I can see is making your ancestors proud that you're focused on healthy relationships rather than trying to carry on old traditions that are just not necessary or maybe don't resonate anymore, because the most important thing is health in a relationship. The most important thing is mutual love and respect. And for you, it is important to carry on your lineage based on who is the best option to be with, both financially, romantically, in a very protective way. You want to be with someone who can protect your family in every single way. And it is really an upgrade to go from a situation in which you were maybe with someone who didn't do much for you to then actually not caring at all what someone's ethnic background is or what country that they're from, but instead really focusing on the person and really focusing on coming together with somebody and creating a beautiful, like, mixed kind of new vibe in your relationship where you share the best of both worlds. Speaking different languages, your relationship is going to be a very multicultural one where your kids will be able to speak 3 or 4 languages because you all bring something like that to the table. Well, you both do, not you all. That sounds like your relationship is with more than one person, which it is not, group number 4. Furthermore, also having a very kind of unique outlook on life because you come from different spiritual and religious backgrounds, you have different traditions, and you're merging the most beautiful, supportive aspects of one another. And anything that does not serve, you're leaving behind. And that makes for a very forward-thinking relationship that is like the 21st century, like, relationship you would see in a movie, that you would see in a sitcom. Okay, so just taking the best of each person, of one another, and merging that into one beautiful connection is what I see here for your next serious romantic relationship, group number 4. So this is the first part of your reading that I've received for you. I now urge you to scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac signs timestamp, and then you will be fast forwarded to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction. Group 4, I'll catch you over there. Hello, my beautiful Aries babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your next serious relationship prediction. So we've got the 2 of fire over here, as well as the 7 of water. These 2 cards showing up show me that you will have a very explosive relationship in the most sensual and passionate way. Your next serious relationship is going to be one where you feel like your private life and what happens behind closed doors is the best thing you've ever experienced, and you won't be able to get enough of this person. The 2 of fire shows me here that you are the same in so many ways, but also so different in many ways. It's as though you share hobbies, interests, and values, but you've got different strengths from one another, which makes you a very unbeatable duo and team. And it's like a us against the world kind of vibe with your next romantic partner. I see here within the 7 of water that you are very intuitive when it comes to knowing. From the moment you meet them, you will know that they're the one. From the moment you're with them, you will understand that this is different, this is special, this is something that isn't like what you've ever experienced before, and to make sure that you value it, that you take it seriously in every single way, because this relationship is destiny. That's why we've received the destiny card in this part of your reading. It is to tell you that the next serious romantic relationship in your life is destined to be the one. They're destined to be a soulmate, destined to be your twin flame, your forever person, destined to be that human with whom you walk through life and with whom you experience all of life with. Now, destiny also does show me here that this is the type of person who is very detail oriented. It's important for you to be with somebody who knows precisely when it's important to do tasks really well rather than to just get them done, and who understands that you want a meticulous life. You want a life that isn't average. And in order to not be average, you're going to have to take action that is above average. And you need someone who understands that as well. Someone who's got a fighting spirit just like you. You're the type of person, my gorgeous Aries baby, who doesn't give up. You're the type of person who isn't afraid of rejection or defeat, because you understand that you will fail your way to the top. And the most successful people in companies have heard and received more no's than they have yeses. But the difference between them and others is that they don't give up, is that they continue fighting. It's the fact that after getting 2 no's or 2 rejections, they don't retreat, because that's, I believe, the average amount of rejections that someone will take before they give up or move on to something else. However, successful people don't give up until about 6 or 7 rejections on average, and a lot of sales successes and doors being opened happen between the 4th and 6th time trying. So do you understand here that meeting someone who has the same mindset will make you both an unstoppable duo and team? Within Tell It Like It Is, it's really clear that you can be open, direct, and honest with your next serious romantic partner. You are not hiding yourself or any of your feelings and emotions around them. That time has come and gone where you felt like you couldn't express yourself. And to you, coming from a household in which you sometimes might have felt as though expressing your feelings isn't safe, where you feel like your parents kind of parentified you. So if your parents said to you very often how they felt, but if you dare say the same thing back to them, you knew it would be trouble and they couldn't take it. It's just not something you want to continue, especially in a romantic relationship. You want the complete opposite. You want a relationship in which you will actually even say more than you need to, just to make sure it remains clear that communication will be honest and open and direct here. You're not going to spare someone else's feelings while feeling like you have to hold everything within and they get to say whatever they want, but you're not allowed to retaliate. I see here within the best case scenario that this next serious romantic relationship is actually the best thing that could have happened to you. It is truly the best case scenario for you. We've also got the master number 33, which is connected to this card. And the master number 33, it is a number of understanding that you need more than just yourself to create a system that is functional, a system in which you can thrive and still have time to live. So what I mean by that is that your next serious romantic partner will completely understand the concept of, for example, having someone like a maid, a cleaner, having meal delivery service, so that you can spend more time resting or with one another rather than worrying about these things that you can outsource. So comfort is really important in this next relationship and is something that you both agree on. That's what I see here within your reading. Let's move a little further into it, my gorgeous Aries babies. We've got the Page of Cups. Now, within the Page of Cups, I do want you to know that they are closely befriended with a young water sign that brings them a lot of news. So your person probably has like a personal assistant or someone who they're training at work. And this is the type of person that kind of keeps them in the loop about everything that's like cool and going on right now. This is the person whom they get a lot of like insider information from. I see here within the Strength card reversed that your next serious romantic relationship is one in which you can fully let your guard down and where your emotions and your inner world is still going to be protected. And that's something that you haven't felt in a long time. And it's really refreshing to be able to be honest and real and not have someone make you feel like it was a huge mistake to do that. And within the Two of Crystals, you will have to decide with this person where you're going to live. It's going to be a huge decision. You'll be leaving a lot of things behind. Okay, pets, friends, family. I see here in the Two of Crystals that what will be more important in this next serious relationship is your career and exploring and living life rather than being rooted in a place geographically where, sure, you've got friends and family, but you don't want to live your life without having traveled and lived in a different space together, abroad, in another city. You just need to have that experience with one another. I'm even getting a unconventional living situation like a sailboat, a tiny house, an expedition with one another through a very rural part of planet Earth. And here in the Knight of Pentacles reverse, I want you not to worry about how this is going to be paid for, as this is a plan that your future partner is going to meticulously put together, and it's not something that will hold a financial burden over you. So I do also want you to know here that when it comes to this romantic partner, they're affecting you in a way in which you feel like you have a place to speak. You feel confident. You feel like you're kind of the one that's wearing the pants in the relationship, and that's not to make you hyper masculine, but it's just that you know that if you say something is important to you, they will listen, they will take it on board, and they will prioritize what is important to you. So in that sense, you do feel like you hold a lot of power in the relationship, which also gives you like a little bit of a soothing feeling, because you know at the end of the day, if there's something that you want or need, that it will be looked at, cared for, and dealt with, my beautiful, beautiful Aries. So this is the second part to your prediction that I've received for you. I really hope that you enjoyed this very interactive two-part reading. If you did, please don't forget to thumbs this video up and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I've got big goals for this channel and where I want to take it, and your support in this journey would mean the world to me. So my beautiful Aries, I hope that you're doing well. Thank you for spending this magical time and space with me. I'm sending you hugs, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Taurus babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction about your next committed, serious relationship. So first up, we've got wisdom. I want you to know here, this next serious relationship is going to be crystal clear to you because you have gained so much wisdom from past situationships and people who were not serious, who were just playing games, and you know what to look out for. Furthermore, you're also not going to settle for anyone that doesn't mentally stimulate you. You want illumination, enlightenment. You want someone who's smart and emotionally intelligent. In wisdom, I do also see here that your next serious romantic relationship is actually going to help you on your spiritual journey. It's actually going to be supportive for the first time rather than a connection where you feel like you're holding on for dear life and it's just an emotional roller coaster. You will find that with this next person, you can actually go on rejuvenating walks. You can actually do meditations, chanting, cleansing your energies with one another. And I see here within body and mind that when it comes to your next serious romantic relationship, it's going to be like a proper connection where you don't just feel lust, which is really low vibrational, but it's actually love. Because sometimes your brain knows that a person isn't good for you and the red flags are becoming apparent, but because you've got a trauma bond with them, because you're addicted to the chemicals that get released every time there is this up and down in the relationship, you physically feel drawn to them. Your body has released these chemicals that make you addicted. And one thing that I want you to know with wisdom and body and mind is that you've learned from these cycles. You've learned what bond is healthy, what type of bond you're going for, and what kind of bond you're no longer going to participate in and you're no longer going to allow to be the reality of your dating life. Next up here, we've got the Two of Water. This is basically the most favorable card when it comes to romantic love. And for us to receive that out of literally, I think this deck has 80 or 81 cards. It's incredible, my gorgeous Taurus babies, and it shows deep romantic love. It shows care for one another, being close in a sense that is not just wanting one another physically, as already mentioned, but true love, true closeness, and true care. That's one thing that I see here. Also a relationship that is meant to be long-lasting. That's what we've got in the Two of Water as well, which is traditionally the Two of Cups in other decks. And I want you to know here that this is a very positive foreshadowing for your next serious romantic relationship. This is going to be the one, my Taurus babies. Next up, we've got the Flying Gurnard. Emotions are running high. Ask yourself if it's worth it. So this is the first person where when you get into disagreements in the relationship, as you do in any relationship, you actually take a step back and you ask yourself, okay, my emotions are running high. Is it really worth it for me to now say something just out of ego, just to have the last word? And if you're feeling really petty, you might still say something, but you're definitely going to reel it in. Okay, you're definitely going to make sure that it's not something that will harm your connection, because your connection with this person means more to you than being right or winning a verbal argument. Next up, we've got the Page of Blades reversed. So there's absolutely no smartass energy here within this connection. The Page of Blades has left the building. So I want you to know if there are exes of yours that used to be a bit of smartasses or made you feel like you're not very intelligent because of their own insecurities, because of their own lack of accomplishments. I just want you to know here that they are going to completely leave your life. They're not going to text you anymore. They're not going to reach out to you anymore once you have officialized this relationship and once you've made it public, because they will see that there's no point. They will see that you've moved on to way better. And actually, don't be surprised if some of them end up blocking you for like no reason. And don't even think of saying anything. My gorgeous Taurus babies, don't even think of looking at their profile. Don't even think of wasting any of your time overthinking that. I see here in the Four of Cups reverse that another thing about your next romantic relationship, the next serious one, is that you're finally going to feel like you're not lonely anymore in this very heavy way where in the past you were in relationships and you still felt kind of alone. That's not something you're going to feel anymore in this upcoming connection. That's not something that you're going to be dealing with. You're finally going to feel like you found a soulmate, a forever partner, and someone who is actually there for you, someone with whom you can actually go through life with and do crazy things with as well. That's what I see here within the Four of Cups reverse. Another thing that I just want you to know here when it comes to the person you'll end up with, basically, is that here within wisdom, I get this strong sense of them being someone who is super mature and spiritually aware, and also has a couple like traditions that they will open up to you about later down the line in the relationship. Like, for example, doing a little prayer before eating, going to church on Sunday, having crystals in their home, using incense and sage when they go into a new space. They may even be into tarot and oracle cards, but it's something that they will say later down the line in the relationship because they don't want you to feel weirded out and they don't want you to think that they're strange. So it's definitely something that's going to take them a little while to open up about. So my gorgeous Taurus babies, I will clear and cleanse the space and we'll move a little more deeply into the second part of your reading. So just hold on tight and I'll be right back. Welcome back, my gorgeous Taurus babies. So let's delve a little more deeply into this reading for you, shall we? Let's see what's next up. We've got Victor. So I want you to know here that this person is someone who is usually always full of good luck and good fortune. Within Victor, I do also see that they're the type of person who isn't afraid to take credit where credit is due. They're very confident and very outspoken. I see that as we've got a sword here. We've got a very confident kind of posture, and the person that you're going to be in your next serious relationship with is also someone who is conventionally pretty good looking. So this is a privilege they've always had, like a pretty privilege, but they're not really that aware of it. I see here within the fighter that regardless of their pretty privilege, they still had some really big struggles that they had to deal with, bullying and having to also deal with unsupportive teachers and family members who made them feel like nothing would become of them, which is why it's even more important for them to be with someone who is beautiful from the inside out, hence why they're choosing you, my beautiful Taurus baby. Also, another thing that I want you to know is that they're most likely pretty tall. They are most likely, oh, okay, so 2, and I'm leaning towards them being the type of person who is in the 6'2" realm, anywhere from 6'2" to 2 meters, so 6'2" to 6'7", and they are the type of person that you feel protected by because they're a fighter in the sense of a protector. You always feel as though no matter what happens, they'll have your back, and they're the type of person that would stop at nothing to make sure that you or your future family with them would be safe. So that's a huge plus about them. Let's move a little further into it. We've got metamorphosis. Profound change is coming with this relationship, and they too have gone through profound change. So I'm getting this message, this download, that they used to be chubby, and you would never think that because they went through a metamorphosis. And you may actually connect with that you had a very kind of ugly duckling kind of phase, and so did your future partner, and you grew from that. But that's the thing about not really having pretty privilege in your mind and not being conceited because you are now on the good looking side. It's because you've been through struggle and you were also once the ugly duckling before you had your glow up. So in your mind, you may sometimes still be stuck in being the ugly duckling and not even see yourself as super hot or super attractive, you know? So metamorphosis definitely shows some growth from there and a mindset that isn't super full of themselves. Next up, we've got the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands shows us that the person with whom your next serious relationship will be with is going to be doing some things where you'll be asked to move really quickly with them. So travel plans, you're going to have to hop on a plane very quickly, potentially a jet. You will have to pack your suitcases in lightning speed. You'll have to be organized. One thing that I really recommend you actually get if you like organization when packing are these packing cubes for your suitcase. It makes everything look super neat, and it's really great to have a good overview over all of the stuff that you're taking, and also to already have like outfits that are coordinated, because this is the type of person that is a little bit spontaneous. And while they want to take into consideration that, of course, you need a little bit of time, you need to be pre-warned, they also will have a lot of opportunities where you're going to have to react pretty quickly and tell them pretty soon, and pretty much like just like that, whether you can join or not. The High Priestess shows me here that the reason for this is because they speak in front of a lot of people, influential people. They are like an expert in their field when it comes to their job and their career. So what they have to say is important to others. And they travel around the country, sometimes also internationally, to speak, to go to engagements where they are listened to. And to them, it still seems a little bit surreal because they never thought they would get to this point. They even had a teacher that told them that they would continue to have like a learning difficulty or disability and nothing would become of them. So to now be in a position where they're giving the lecture and they're being paid to show up at conferences is very much like a magical magician type move for your person. Now the magician shows strong confidence, an inner compass that's leading them towards their highest selves, and also the capability to manifest something out of nothing. So the person who your next serious relationship will be with is someone who is super direct, but also kind of knows how to take the lead. They are a leader, and that's because they started off as an underdog. That's what made them a leader, because they didn't really fit in a lot of places. So they had no other choice but to lead and to become a leading expert. One thing that I'm getting is like medical field, dental things. I'm getting a very kind of sophisticated vibe from your person. I also just want to add a few more charms into your reading, if you don't mind, my beautiful Taurus babies. So let's see what we're going to get here. Okay, so we have the sea star, we've got a leaf, and also a planet. All right, so when it comes to these charms, I want you to know here that they're the type of person that will take you all across the globe. There will be a lot of traveling throughout this soulmate connection. Another thing that they're into is nature and conservation. They really like plants, but also creatures such as sea stars, and they're into space. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to get one of these tickets where you can go to the moon or to another planet. Who knows how it's going to be 10, 20, 30 years from now. But to explore like another planet is something I just want to already mentally prep you is a wild idea that they're going to have and want to execute. So be prepared for some outer space travel, my gorgeous Taurus babies, and know that your person is definitely a pioneer. They are fearless, and they're really into innovation and experiencing everything that this human life and experience has to offer. So I hope that you enjoyed this really intricate and detailed two-part prediction. Let me know below in the comment section, because you guys know I put a lot of effort and love into my videos. So to just hear your feedback, and even constructive feedback, constructive criticism, I love it because it helps me make my videos better for you. So my beautiful Taurus baby, know that I'm sending you so much love, so many hugs. Thank you for joining me in this divine time and space, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Gemini babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your reading. We already have a card that popped out of the pile, so now we'll talk all things Gemini specific when it comes to your next serious romantic relationship. So first up, we've got the second house, which is an important house of your possessions, your earthly realm, your material values. So I immediately see here that your next serious romantic relationship is going to be centered around this house being fulfilled, this house being stable. This is also the house that rules Taurus, which is a sign that is said to be good with finances and money. And also here with Cancer, we've got very homey, warm, loving type of vibes, because Cancer is a water sign that is known as the nurturer of the zodiac, also the psychic of the zodiac, and the protector too. So I see here for the second house and Cancer, what this really means is a lot of comfort at home, and your home with your next romantic partner being your sanctuary and the space that you retreat to just relax and lean back with this person. Because I do see that you're both home bodies and you both like to have a neat home. And also like coming home. So for example, returning home on a cold winter night, having a hot chocolate. These are the vibes, my gorgeous Geminis. These are what you'll be doing with your next serious romantic partner. And here within forgiveness, I do see that you're super quick to forgive them and they're super quick to forgive you as well. That is like the secret sauce to this next serious relationship. You don't hold grudges. You understand that you're both human, but at the end of the day, if you love someone and you want to be with them forever, what is actually the point in getting mad or holding grudges or not forgiving them, right? What is actually the point in withholding any kind of affection once you've cooled down? We've got the home again. You can't make this up, my gorgeous Gemini babies. The home is so important, harmony in the home. And the thing is, like, if you grew up in a very dysfunctional home, in a home where harmony was missing, you are now guarding this harmony like a watchdog. And especially if you have kids or desire children, even fur babies, you want them to grow up in a stable environment and in a stable household. And you're not going to allow for anything else. I also do see that the home that you're going to move into with your next serious partner is like a stately home. We've got nature, sunflowers, we've got these vines that are growing on the home, we've got wood beams, big windows, but a little bit old school and old-fashioned, a porch, a dirt road that's leading up to it, as well as a lot of land around it. It's like a standalone home. It has privacy. So I do see here that with your next serious relationship, you're most likely going to move out of a city eventually and move into a single home where you'll have a little bit of time to just really enjoy the homebody things and enjoy one another. And I see here within freedom that you also feel like you'll have more freedom than you had before. Even if you're someone who likes the city, I see that it's almost like being in a golden cage, because things are often also very expensive in cities, such as rent, even entertainment, going out for food, and so on. So you're naturally inclined to spend more. And being in this golden cage of, yeah, it's fun, but it also costs a lot of money and you constantly need to work really hard. You're overworked, you're close to being burnt out, you don't really have as much time as you would like for hobbies and just for self-care. So it's like this vicious cycle, and I see that breaking out of it is going to be freedom. Breaking out of it and living a more simple life, living a life where you're even able to work from home, even able to build up your side hustle and eventually make more than you made in the city. That's the goal, that's where we're going, and that is the type of freedom that you're working towards, my beautiful Gemini baby. And you'll get there, okay? It's not something that is out of reach. Other people have done it as well, so why not you? I want you to know here within Neptune that we've got the planet of dreams, we've got the planet of imagination, and also psychic sensitivity. So Neptune is a highly spiritual planet. And I'm getting here that when you are with your next romantic partner, this next serious one, it's a very sizzling kind of tension between you and them. You will immediately know that something is different with them. you will immediately sense that also water really connects you. So you will be in the bathtub together very often, like taking baths together, also being in pools and even the ocean. Connecting with water is a huge ritual that I see here for you and them. And with Chiron, which is an asteroid, basically, we've got this wounded healer energy. And the thing is, like, people who have been hurt, there's the saying that goes, hurt people, right? So the people who have been hurt tend to hurt others. But sometimes people who have been hurt also want to protect others. Sometimes people who have been hurt want to do good by others and want to make sure that others never experience that same type of hurt. That's the energy I see here for your next serious romantic relationship. You've both been through so much adversity and hurt and pain and disappointment that you don't want that to be experienced again. Not through one another, not with, for example, family, children, siblings. That is absolutely not what you would like for anyone involved in your life. It is really important for you guys to make sure that you're living a healthy life. So I am just grabbing some more cards. I will be using these tea leaf fortune cards next, so we can delve a little more deeply into this, my beautiful Gemini baby. So we have got the pig. Now the pig shows me that you and your next serious romantic partner, you'll go through this really big epiphany where you're like, oh my goodness, did we once get suckered into the lifestyle, into the greed, into this very outlandish way of living and throwing a lot of things away and just everything being so commercialized? Did we really fall for all of these marketing tactics? And I do see here that you are going to be paying a lot more attention to your finances with this next serious relationship. You will be planning together, you will be sticking to those plans, and you will reach goals that were otherwise kind of out of reach in the past, like becoming homeowners of a very beautiful stately home together, having the financial freedom to travel, having the financial freedom to make your home a beautiful space that you want to be in. So just know that this next serious romantic relationship is one that's going to change you on the inside a lot too, and how you view things. So because the second house showed up first, which is the house of material possessions, you're like reevaluating your relationship with that and figuring out how you can have a healthy relationship with material possessions where they're not the epicenter, but actually having financial means is something that you're using to make your life quality better and to be able to spend more time with your loved ones and more time doing things that you've always wanted to do in your life. Now, my gorgeous Gemini babies, this is the reading that I've received for you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. I love to hear from you and read your comments. Know that I'm sending you so much love, so many hugs, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous fellow crab babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction about your next serious romantic relationship. Ooh, we've got the King of Swords, basically a snack for us, my fellow Cancerians. This is so exciting. The King of Swords shows us someone who's articulate, intelligent, and who is well educated. So you can be sure the next serious relationship is going to be with someone who went to college, university, has a master's, or even a PhD, and they're the type of person who takes you seriously. They take your emotions seriously, and they are a great communicator. Next up, we've got the Dawn of Swords. Now, in the Dawn of Swords, I want you to also know that they are the eldest child in their family, so the eldest child of their parents. They have a younger sibling who has strong air sign energy just like them. air sign energy is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini energy. I want you to know here in the Dawn of Swords that this is most likely a younger sister that they have, that they were protective over, and that they took care of in many different ways. Next up, with the Spirit of Wands, they also have a younger brother who is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy. And this is also part of the important connections within their life. These relationships are important to your person. But they on the top here, your person on the top here, the King of Swords, they are a little older, they're more mature, they have had a lot of responsibility that they took excellent care of, and others look up to them. Others see them as the bigger brother, as the father figure, and as a protector, really. Next up, we've got the Three of Wands. So I also want you to understand here that your relationship with this next person is going to be one where you're working together figuratively and most likely also quite literally. You have to work with them after a while when it comes to having a household and this relationship together, because you have some side hustles and some other business ideas and ventures that are most likely going to be wildly successful if you join forces, because you both have opposite things that you're really great at. We've got the Three of Cups next too. So leveraging each other's pros rather than focusing on how these things make you different from one another. The number 3 is also a very important number here when it comes to this connection. Don't be surprised if the closer you come to meeting them, the more you keep seeing the number 33 or 333. There are also 3 kids within their family. The Three of Cups is a card that shows togetherness, having fun, linking up with one another, partying together, and feeling really emotionally connected in a group where it's not just like you and your romantic partner, but actually also connecting over like family gatherings and feeling really comfortable in their group of people. Feeling really comfortable around their family because you're just invited in that way. Next up, we've got the King of Swords. Again, this is a reiteration of who your next romantic relationship is going to be with. It is no coincidence that you're here right now and that you received the King of Swords, this one card out of 78 other cards you could have received within your reading, because these tarot decks have 78 cards. In case you're not in my tarot reading course and masterclass, you may not know this, but the chances of this are minuscule. But as I always like to say, the cards speak for themselves, and I have this innate ability and just sense for using the cards in which whatever needs to be said and reiterated always gets said within these readings one way or another. Now, the King of Swords showing up twice, it tells you that for sure your next serious romantic relationship is with someone who is very masculine. The Suit of Swords is a suit with a phallic symbol, so a masculine symbol, and it definitely shows here that they are the type of person who is outspoken, who feels like no means that they've just asked the wrong person. So that's how they've also come really far in their career, because they don't give up and they can be a little cutthroat at times. But the most important thing is that they're not cutthroat towards you, right? If they're cutthroat towards other people, well, it is what it is, as they like to say on the internet these days, right, my gorgeous Cancerians? So next up, we've got the Nine of Coins. I want you to know that your next serious connection is going to be one that is fulfilling financially as well. So they're going to be able to provide because they're so cutthroat and such a shrewd business person. The Nine of Coins also shows me here that your money is going to grow, your career is going to grow with this person, which again shows that this is the right person for you to be with. This is a person that is actually healthy for you to be around. And then we have the Knight of Cups in here too, which is someone from your side of the family that is supportive of this relationship. The Knight of Cups shows us someone with kind of flowy, shiny hair. It could be blonde or brown, and they're the type of person who has a very strong facial structure, and it can also be a friend, a best friend that you're close to, and they love to see it. They love to see that you're finally in a relationship that is leading where you want it to go. And then we also have the Knight of Wands. which is the reiteration of the Spirit of Wands. So these cards showing up twice within your reading, the King of Swords as well as the Spirit of Wands, Knight of Wands, these are both identical. It shows that these are going to be the two most important figures in your next romantic relationship. So the main character, which is the King of Swords, that's the person you'll be in the relationship with. That's a person you might be marrying. That's possibly your future husband. You get the idea. And then we have the Knight of Wands, which is, did I say swords before? Or did I say that he's the King of Wands? Well, you know I meant swords in case I said wands before. I get so swept into the reading that sometimes my thoughts are just faster than my mouth can actually speak the words. So if I made a mistake, I apologize, but I think you understand precisely what I'm trying to say. So the Spirit of Wands and the Knight of Wands, that is the younger brother that he or they are very close to and that they have a very strong connection with. So the Dawn of Swords as well as the Knight of Cups, we have a younger sister as well as that younger sister's could be their boyfriend too, okay, that is kind of looking at your relationship that you'll have with the King of Swords as goals, as something that they want and as something that they aspire to have one day. So family is very important here in your next serious relationship, and that bond is going to be really strong with you too. So you're going to get along very well with their family. You're going to be like an extra child to their parents as well. So my beautiful Cancerians, this is the reading that I received for you, the second part of your prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. I love reading all of your comments. And I'm so happy that you got to spend this divine time and space with me. I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Leo baby, and welcome to your reading that's all about your next serious romantic relationship. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. We've got the 10 of Air as well as the 3 of Fire. So I see here that your next serious romantic relationship is definitely going to feel like one that's out of a fairy tale. It's going to remind you of a movie that you love. So a love story movie or a rom-com that seems too silly to be true, with someone who has gone traveling, with someone who went abroad, who completely changed their life. And you're going to see this play out in your own next relationship. It's going to be like a movie. You're going to think to yourself, come on, this is too much like in one of my favorite movies. This is so outlandish, how we met, how we got together, the feelings we have for one another. So it's definitely going to be a unique experience, and it's going to make you feel like it's too good to be true. But my beautiful Leo baby, enjoy this. You are ruled by the sun after all. You are allowed to live in this life where you're the main character and things happen that seem so amazing, so outlandish, so movie-like that you wonder if this is really life. And yes, this is life for you, in case you were wondering. Now, the 3 of Earth reverse showing up. This means that it is important for you to not give up on seeds that you've planted and to not uproot them. So what I mean by this is that, let me just put this card upright so you can really see and we can get into the deeper meaning. Now, as you can see, this is about planting seeds, right? And in case you didn't know, squirrels also like bury so many different acorns, like way more than they can even remember. And that actually leads to a lot of growth in the forest of new trees because they forget where they put them and all of a sudden they sprout. So the thing here with this card showing up in reverse means that you've planted a lot of seeds, but when you become impatient, you may uproot them, or you may forget about some seeds that you planted and then they grow into trees or into something bigger without you actually knowing that there was a lot of potential there, without you knowing that you could have actually benefited from this tree. So when this card shows up in reverse and in correlation to your next serious relationship, the thing is that you have a lot of great qualities that were taken for granted by past partners. And now in a new, healthy, serious relationship, you've forgotten about these qualities. It's like you aren't even aware of the fact that you're, for example, really nurturing and caring. You can whip up a mean meal. You are a really thoughtful person that like buys little gifts and stuff just because you're someone who can do household chores and so on. Not everybody has this unique skill set of talents that you have. But the thing is, for you, it's so natural, or it was even in a way put down in past relationships, that now you don't even realize that all of these seeds that you planted in the past actually like keep them going strong in this relationship, in this next one. Keep watering them, because the thing here with the 9 of fire is that you are so one of a kind. You just had to find the right person to worship you and cherish you in the right manner. You just had to find the right person to love you in a way that you need to be loved, or to just love you, period. Because some of you out here are in relationships where I'm like, does the guy even like you? That like, he probably doesn't. And I said some of you out here. Let me just include myself in this as well, because I've definitely also been in relationships with guys where we just got to say, did they even like me? And the thing is, like, someone saying that they love you and want to be with you and want to like have this whole life together with you. Okay, that's one thing. But talk is cheap when it comes to eternal love. How are they behaving? And that's where your next serious romantic relationship differs from what you've had in the past. Next up, we have got healing. Exactly. They do what they say they will do. And that has such a healing energy and power and hold on you, my beautiful Leo babies. The thing is, like, a lot of people just talk around you. A lot of people, they promise things, they say things, and it's not even it. I'm just getting my bag of letters and charms out. And you're just so used to people being insecure around you and just saying things that it's so nice when you finally have someone who is secure and who actually follows through on the things that they say that they're going to do. So we've got L as well as O, and then we've got L again as well as T. Okay, so lot, also toll. That's one thing we've got here. So the thing here about healing and a toll, or shall I say a higher toll, is the fact that you have raised the price to access you. The price to accessing you and your energy and your time and your heart and your love, it has significantly increased. And it has not increased in a way that is not proportional to what you're offering. It's actually finally on the level that it should have been, because everyone in the past has gotten a budget version of your love, where you sold your love under its actual value, where you sold your energy under what you should have received in a reciprocal way from who you were with. So you've realized that, you've raised your prices, and the toll is now so high to cross into the border of your life and your heart and your spectrum that only very few people will be able to afford this, quite literally speaking too. So all of the dusties, all of the people who are just here to see how far they can go, to take you off of the market, but then not really love you. And that is like the whole girlfriend theory, right? What is a girlfriend even? Because a lot of you are girlfriends and you want a ring, you don't get a ring for years, but you're off the market, you can't find someone who will actually give you a ring because this man has claimed you as their girlfriend, which is not leading to anything and actually doesn't mean anything. It is just so that no one else can have you. Really think about it. What is girlfriend even, if you're the type of person who wants a ring? Not everybody wants that, but I'm just saying, your end goal, people need to pay the toll, because you need a guarantee that you're moving towards that end goal, because there's already no guarantee of a marriage working out, a relationship being forever, and so on. So you need that deposit, you need that security, and you need it especially because I know you, okay? You've been with people, you've lost the nerve, you've lost energy, you've lost time, and on top of it, you had to pay for your own therapy. Like, what is that? And that's why we're channeling the Ten of Swords energy into this. No more of this, my beautiful Leo babies. We are done with giving free passes. The Ten of Swords shows that you have completely finished that chapter, as the number 10 is the number of completing a chapter and of being ready for the next cycle, because the chapter in which the toll was pretty low and the fee of entry was negotiable, that chapter has come and gone, it's closed, it is done with. Next up here within the Six of Pentacles, I do see that you're a very generous, kind person. So rather than centering your life around romantic love, you're actually decentralizing romantic love and instead putting your friends and your family on that pedestal and into that focal point of your life, and finding a way to get so much happiness and joy and fulfillment from relationships that are platonic, rather than feeling like romantic love is the only kind of fulfillment that will truly leave you feeling worthy. Now, the Justice card shows us, and Justice showing up next is very important, as Justice is a card of diplomacy. It is a card of playing by the rules. And that is what I see that you will need to do here for your next romantic relationship. You will have to play by the old school rules to channel the right person in. Now, what does that mean, Vanessa, playing by the old school rules? Well, and I really should make an online course for this, and I think I will actually in the future. So a couple months from me posting this, you'll see I'll have it on. So in Justice, I just want you to understand that, for example, being in your divine feminine and making sure the man chases you, that's playing by the rules. So you're not going to text him first, especially if you're trying to meet someone on a dating app. You are not going to message first. You're not going to text him first. You're not going to call him first. You're going to do it sometimes, but that's after he has been the one mainly initiating at the beginning, chasing you, giving you masculine energy, and not pretending like he is the prize or he is the one that you should be chasing. Because trust me, as much as we want to be forward thinking, independent, and just not play games, if you begin a relationship being more in chase mode with a straight man, you will be the chaser throughout the entire relationship. And there are fairly few straight women who will be happy like that in the long term, or who will want this kind of relationship in the long term. So spare yourself of that and immediately play by the book and the rules of how you want your relationship dynamic to be very long term. Now, the Two of Swords, next up within your reading, my gorgeous Leo baby, it shows us here that when it comes to your next serious romantic relationship, follow your heart and your gut feeling. In the past, you've neglected this feeling. You've had a feeling of red flags, of uncertainties, of things that weren't quite how they were supposed to be. Someone maybe even lying about who they truly are. But this time around, listen to your gut feeling. You've got everything you need within. You've got every ounce of instinct within you to determine who is a good person and who isn't the right match for you. So use that, my beautiful Leo baby, and remind yourself of the fact that when it is meant to be, it will feel safe, it will feel effortless, it will feel stable, okay? There's one thing I want you to take from this reading. If you're in situationships or uncertain, know that when something is meant for you, it will give you peace and stability, not roller coasters, not uncertainty and anxiety. So my beautiful Leo babies, this is the reading, the second part to your reading that I've received for you, and I truly hope you've enjoyed it and that you found it insightful and fun and interactive, and that you liked going so in depth and receiving basically a private reading by me. So let me know below in the comment section, and of course, feel free to check out all the relevant links in the description box. You guys, I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my beautiful Virgo babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction about your next serious romantic relationship. So first up, we've got the Eight of Cups. So I want you to know here in the Eight of Cups that your next serious romantic relationship is going to make you completely, fully, 100% abandon any pending connections that are still in your life. Think situationships, exes that are trying to come back, People who go ghost and then all of a sudden reappear, you're going to leave them in the dust for good, my beautiful Virgo babies, because guess what? This next serious relationship is leaving you wanting for nothing. Next up, we've got the High Priestess. Oh yes, you've learned your lesson. As a gorgeous Virgo baby, you are someone who is very detail oriented, and you can be very critical with yourself. And that can often result in some self-deprecating thoughts. So when the High Priestess occurs, it's like, all right, let's reflect on what has happened. Let's reflect on some of the mistakes that we've made. But my beautiful Virgo babies, don't beat yourself up over it, okay? Don't put yourself down over past mistakes. Don't beat yourself up over them. You're just human. Loving someone isn't a crime, and you just did the best you can with the information that you had at the time. And that is something to be proud of, not to feel embarrassed about. Let's move a little further into your reading. Next up, we've got the Ten of Cups. This is actually one of the most favorable cards about romantic relationships in the tarot. The Ten of Cups is a card of ultimate fulfillment, peace, and relationships that are working out. So your next serious relationship is going to be a non-toxic, positive, relaxing, long-lasting connection. Someone who can be a husband, a wife, you know, your forever partner, the person who you go to bed at night with every single night for the rest of your life, the person who you call your soulmate, the person who you look at when people say, hey, when did you know it was love? Next up, we've got the Empress. So I want you to know that why this works so beautifully is because you get to have Empress energy around them, which is divine feminine energy, which is energy that is soft, energy that is caring, energy that is creative, because feminine energy is creative energy, it's receptive energy. Also, the Empress does connect to the planet of Venus, which is the planet of beauty. It is the planet of all things that have to do with love, but also attraction and aesthetics, because you get to be beautiful in this next serious relationship without somebody giving you wrinkles, gray hairs, or dragging you down. Next up, we've got the Star. You are like a star to this person. Aside from the fact that they look at you like you're the biggest treasure ever, the Star does also show us here that it's like a beacon of light. It is a very revolutionary type of relationship that you will have next. So people may have thought that the relationship is very unconventional and, well, will it really last? And I do get a lot of tattoos from the person that you'll be with that is unconventional, and maybe even unconventional for you. They have a bit of a bad boy, bad girl kind of look. And I want you to know that your next serious relationship is one that you know in your heart will work out. And the world will see as time passes by and other people are breaking up, but you are still going strong because you didn't judge one another based off of your looks. Next up, we have got the Six of Swords. Now, when this card shows up, it shows a very clear type of communication. You're most likely not going to need couples therapy with this next serious romantic relationship because you both are avid readers. You love to continue learning. And the thing with people who love to continue learning is that they can often also self-regulate in relationships. They can course correct, they can fix things as the relationship progresses. They don't always necessarily need that external help because they can put their ego aside and see when they are wrong. Now, the Queen of Coins shows me that you will be the queen of this person's life. You will be calling the shots. You are the one who says how money is spent, where you're going on vacation, and if you need anything, it is provided for you. Again, Empress energy, soft life energy, the energy of someone who is a giver, of someone who is a producer, and of someone who can procreate in a sense of giving life. Okay, that's why we've got the rabbit here. So if you've got a womb and you're able to birth children, this will especially resonate for you, as the Empress is a card of fertility and pregnancy too. And here with these two rabbits that we've actually got here in the Queen of Coins, I want you to know that this is also a symbol of fertility. So not only fertility when it comes to finances, but quite literally fertility as well. That's what I've got here in the Queen of Coins for you, my beautiful Virgo babies. So don't be surprised if with this person, Fertility feels so natural, and it just feels like something that you might want to explore, because overall they just give you a completely different feeling than anyone ever has in the past. And in the Hierophant, I see a strong spiritual connection with this person. I want you to know here that their zodiac sign will also affect you in a way that you feel deepens your connection with one another. So their zodiac sign is very compatible with yours, my beautiful Virgo babies. So they are someone who is dependable but still fun. And they're someone who isn't as much of a perfectionist as you, to the point where they remind you, hey, it's okay to have fun. So think, for example, Aries is a great match for you. Cancer is a good match for you. Also, sometimes Aquarius, Scorpio is a great match for you, as well as Libra. Next up, we have got the Dawn of Rings. Now, in the Dawn of Rings, I can see that what will happen in this next serious relationship is starting afresh in a new city or even a new country, like moving to a completely different place and exploring the nature, the mountains, and the environment together. So this is a very deep, profound connection. While you may like nice things, I see that this is just a connection that you can't replicate. It's very unique, and you both enjoy spending time in nature together, like camping or glamping, and you do a lot of weekend getaways as well, to some places more fancy and some places more grounded and earthy, because you're very versatile like that. Now, my gorgeous Virgo babies, this is the reading that I've received for you, or shall I say the second part of your prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. And I'm so grateful for having been able to spend this divine time and space with you. I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings, my beautiful Virgo babies. Take care. I love you all, and I'll speak to you soon. Hello, my beautiful Libra babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part about your reading on your next serious romantic relationship. Let's get into it, shall we? So we've got the Six of Swords as well as the Lovers. So I do see here with the Six of Swords and the Lovers that there's going to be a lot of working together and negotiating with your families. So with your family, as well as your next serious romantic partner's family. This negotiation may be about who is going to take care of the kids, or shall I say grandkids, the grand pets, the grand fur babies, because I do see here that family will be important. Any kind of things that can be mended in your family connections, that's going to happen in this next serious romantic relationship, as you're finding back together with people whom you are close to and with whom you share the same DNA. And that will make your life a lot easier, because they will be able to help and support you in a lot of different tasks that you otherwise would have had to do by yourself with your partner. And the Lovers, I do also see here that when it comes to your next serious relationship, you will find that it starts off as kind of like a love triangle, and somebody else wanting you as well. So it not just being your next serious partner, but also another person being in the picture, and you're going to have to choose the person that you feel the most naturally drawn towards, which is obviously going to be the right one for you, my gorgeous Libra babies. And I know you may be freaking out right now, because as a Libra, decision making is not necessarily your forte, but here in the Three of Batons, we've got a message of talking and speaking to people close to you about who you're really passionate about in this love triangle, who from your various options that you really want to explore things further with, and why. And when you say it out loud, when you just talk about what you're going through and feeling, that often really helps in order to make decisions and stick to them. Next up, we've got the Eight of Batons. So what this shows is a lot of things intertwining with one another. So it's going to be joint Google calendars, joint iCloud accounts. It's going to be mixing two different worlds with one another. That's what your next serious relationship is going to be like. And you're going to have to intertwine your calendars and have those intersect in order to make sure that you are able to spend as much time together as possible, because you're both busy. You both have a lot going on. You both have lives. And the whole goal of the relationship is not to have less of a life, but to make your lives work with one another, to work together. Next up, we've got the Ace of Cups. So in case you were wondering if this person is already in your life, my gorgeous Libra baby, they are not. The Ace always represents a new beginning. The Ace of Cups is indicative of the beginning of a new relationship, a new romantic connection. So this is definitely someone whom you have yet to meet, not someone who's already in your life. Okay, we have some cards that pop themselves right side up, as I was just about to shuffle, which is the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Now, the Eight of Wands is actually the same card as the Eight of Batons. It's just two different decks. And what this corresponds to is the Eight of the element of fire, because that's what the batons and the wands represent. The element of fire shows action, creativity, passion. It is the suit of getting things done, of masculine energy. So I do see that in this next serious relationship, you will do a lot of things that were on your bucket list. As the Nine of Cups also shows fulfillment and wishes coming true. The Nine of Cups is a card of manifestation, and it's also called the Genie in the Bottle card. Well, I call it the Genie in the Bottle card because in a lot of decks, it is depicted as a genie in the bottle, which means that making a wish and that wish coming true is what we've got foreshadowed here for your next serious relationship. So a lot of the things that you desired and that you wanted becoming a reality in this next serious relationship is what I see for you, and really enjoying the ride and the fact that this is new, fresh, and exciting, and you've got the same goals and the same mindset, and this person is really organized, and that makes you feel calm. Even if you're a bit of a disorganized person, being with someone who is very organized makes you a lot more relaxed and chill and calm. Now, in the flag, do not be tempted to lower your standards. That's how you're going to get to this next serious relationship that is actually one in which you're both winners, that is actually one in which you're both going to be more successful together than apart. Now, not lowering your standards already starts with the first date. If you don't like coffee dates, for example, because it takes you longer to get ready for them, to go there, or you feel like it is a very low effort kind of date, don't go on them. Trust me, there are people who will invite you for dinner dates. There are people who will fly out to see you, who will fly you out to see them. Not that I'm encouraging one over the other. I'm just saying whatever you dream of exists and it's out there. And lowering standards is a very personal thing. Some people love coffee dates because they feel it's easier for them. Some people don't. For example, your standard may be a person who has a good education, or your standard may be someone who's got a good job. Whatever it is that your standard is, never lower it in order to make it easier for someone to meet those standards. If they don't meet the standards and don't want to meet the standards, then they're not your person. Because chances are your standards are not set so high that they're unrealistic, but often people, rather than meeting us at our standards, they will try to have us lower our standards. They will try to have us compromise what we really desire, and then you end up just being breadcrumbed. You end up just continuing to lower the bar and not truly being happy in your relationship. So it makes sense why your guides are telling you not to be tempted to lower your standards. And here with the gavel, we've got involvement with the law. So this next person is going to be someone that you're going to marry, because that is the only time in which a relationship should have an involvement with the law while still being a healthy one, right? Any other involvement is probably not a good sign. So I do want you to know that the gavel can also be indicative of the fact that this is somebody who works in law, and bringing the law into your relationship through marriage is something that I see in the cards for you, my beautiful Libra babies. Now, we are at the end of the second, even more personal part of your reading. I hope that you enjoyed putting this two-part prediction together for yourself and that you found it fun and interactive. I love making these videos. and I hope that you enjoy them just as much. Now, my gorgeous Libras, I'm sending you so much love. Don't forget to thumbs this video up. Of course, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of this reading in which we're going to figure out what your next serious romantic relationship is going to be like. We've got the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. This is immediately a very positive reading about your next serious romantic relationship because the Ten of Cups is actually an indication for complete fulfillment, happiness, a family life, marriage, the dream engagement, having a life in which you're comfortable, in which you're living stress-free, and also stress-free financially, because the Nine of Pentacles shows just that. A lot of these seeds that you've planted bearing fruit, and this next serious relationship is going to be one in which you have both planted seeds, you have both put in effort, you have both prepared yourselves for this special someone, i.e. each other. You have not just been living a wild life and then you meet someone and all of a sudden you start saving or you start acting right. No. You both had a life and you both already built a financially sound foundation. You've paid off credit card bills, you've paid off student loans, so by the time you get together with them, you are either in good financial shape where your plan has been slowly and steadily decreasing the amounts that are outstanding, or you're even in a big surplus of savings. Next up, we've got the King of Wands, right? This card appeared for you, and the King of Wands, I mean, who wouldn't like a little piece of the King of Wands? I mean, even I'm tempted, my gorgeous Scorpio babies. So the King of Wands has Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energy. This is someone who can be a little temperamental. So think of them as someone who has a very kind of fun and lively attitude and energy. It may even be something that they bring with them from their heritage, from their ethnic background, because I would say like some nationalities or ethnicities like to, for example, dance more, are a bit more outgoing by nature. Of course, everyone is different within these groups, but these generalizations can sometimes be seen when you go out, and in some countries, you know, going out looks like this, in other countries it looks like that. So what I'm trying to say here with the King of Wands is that your person comes from a family and a background of being outspoken, of having mannerisms that are warm, that are a little loud, that are very outgoing in a sense of feeling welcomed with them. And I see here in Temperance that while they have a big personality, when it comes to things such as substances like alcohol or smoking or other things, that is not for them. Temperance shows me that they may have a glass of wine every now and then, for example, but not more than that. They're the type of person who likes to be in full control over themselves, their emotions, and their actions, and any kind of mind-altering substances are things that they're steering clear from. Now, the Three of Wands does show us that your person is someone who likes to go out with others and collaborate on work projects as well. So your person is someone who I wouldn't say is lazy, but they like to make sure that they're not just working hard, but that they're also working smart, my gorgeous Scorpio babies. And they will teach you how to delegate more as well, which will help you a lot in your life and help you to have more free time to either spend by yourself or spend with them. Now let's move further into it. We've got the Three of Coins. Now the Three of Coins shows me here that there will be a lot of financial building and planning, as the Suit of Coins corresponds to the things in the earthly realms, such as your finances, your job, your health, and so on. So building good health together as well. That is one thing in which you are increasing your life quality and your wealth and your time together. Then we've got the Knave of Wands. Again, Wands energy. We can see what this person is like. They have a fiery aura. They are the type of person who is most likely built in a very masculine way. They have eyes that are very piercing. Their hair is rather like on the longer side. And they are the type of person who also has 1 or 2 tattoos and who dresses well. They dress in a way that is elegant, still casual, and stands out just a tiny bit. They're just the kind of person where you're like, okay, this person has style. There's something about this person that's pretty cool. So that's what I see here for you. Next up, we've got the Knave of Swords. Now, in the Knave of Swords, I want you to know that some of their minor placements in their birth chart are placements of air signs. That's Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. And the Knave of Swords part of them shows me that they're a very intellectual type of person. But the Knave of Swords also tells me that they have got some younger siblings who they've taught a lot of life skills to, and they're the type of person who likes children. They're the type of person who likes to teach. They're very open-minded and fun and generous with their time. Next up, we've got Receive with Love and Appreciation. Gracious acceptance is a way to show love. They are a giver. And it is about time that you, my beautiful Scorpio baby, learn to receive. They're a giver by nature because they're really thoughtful and they like to give thoughtful gestures in the form of gifts, but also acts of service. And it's time that you enjoy that, because if not you, it's just going to be someone else. Remember that. You not wanting to kind of make them do extra work doesn't really make sense if you think about it, if it's something that they want to do. And they do, okay? They want to please you. They want to make you feel special. And here, within miracles and blessings, you are realizing everything has its gift for both sides if both sides want it. So you accepting their gifts, you accepting their attention, you accepting what they want to give to you, it's actually a gift for them as well, because they want you to accept. They want to do something for you, and it gives them fulfillment. So don't be selfish by taking away their fulfillment of doing something for you. Instead, learn to receive and love and appreciate and live in a state of gratitude and acceptance of everything good that comes your way. Furthermore, I also want you to know that they will affect your sign very positively, my gorgeous Scorpio. They are the type of person that will bring you out of your little cocoon and bubble and out into the world feeling confident, and like if you need to, you've got your little stinger, right? Scorpios, you know how to defend yourself, so don't be afraid and don't feel as though the world is scary, because the world really is your oyster. Now, my beautiful Scorpio babies, this is the reading that I've received for you. I hope that it resonated and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. And I can't wait to catch up with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous Sagittarius babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your reading, where we talk all things Sagittarius about your next serious romantic relationship. So first up, we've got the Knight of Crystals in reverse. So I want you to know here, if you've got a Knight of Crystals, so this is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, they are not the one for you. They are not your next serious relationship, because they are leaving your life. They are bringing you the news that they're moving to another place, that they're switching jobs, and that they're overall just not in a place of being serious. And next up, we've got the Judgment card reverse. Now, within Judgment reverse, I want you to know that you don't have to forgive them. I know, shouldn't I be saying to you, well, forgive them, just move on, you know, at least they're being honest. No, okay? My beautiful Sagittarius babies, you don't have to forgive someone who is leaving your life and leaving you feeling as though it was never a real connection to begin with. In the Judgment reverse card, I want you to know that forgiveness would be the gift you give to you, but not to them, because you giving them the benefit of the doubt may leave the door open just a crack, which is something that I absolutely want you to not do. Okay, I want you to make sure that door stays firmly closed, because once that door is firmly closed, as we received the Six of Crystals just now within your reading after shuffling, you will be triumphant and you will see a brighter future. So your next serious relationship is with someone new, not someone that you know at the time of watching this video, not someone who already fumbled you, who already had an opportunity to be with you but messed it up. No, your person would never allow that to happen. They would do anything in their power to stay with you. And I see here within the Eight of Pentacles that actually what comes next for you romantically is someone who is steadily working on themselves and who is preparing for a stable relationship. All of these people who are single and just living a bachelor life, not saving anything, not preparing for their future partner, that is not the type of person that you are meant to be with. I see here within the Magician reverse that you are meant to be with somebody who is quite tempered, calm, has got their feet firmly on the ground. They are not the epicenter of the relationship. The Magician reverse tells me that they are meant to be the supporting role. Okay, while you are the main character, while you are the leading role, you are the fun one, the interesting one, the outgoing one. As a Sagittarius, you are ruled by Jupiter. You're optimistic, you're honest, you're energetic, sometimes a little exaggerated, and even restless. And you need someone who can keep you calm. And here we go, we've got the King of Cups. This is not only a pretty good looking kind of king for you to receive, right? Which has a lot of integrity, someone who brings stability, but they're definitely also someone who is emotionally really connected and with whom you can talk about your feelings. That's an important aspect. That's something that you need in your relationship, an openness and a willingness to speak about feelings and to make sure that you feel heard. The King of Cups also shows us that they're a pretty cute looking individual, if you will. All right, they may have one or two tattoos as well, and they take good care of their body. We've got the Five of Rings next. So the Five of Rings shows me that if you've dealt with relationships where you're still recovering financially, and by recovering financially, if you're going to therapy because of a past relationship, let me tell you, you are still recovering. If you are annoyed about how much time and energy, how much of your best years you spent on someone who wasn't for you, you are still recovering. If you're annoyed with how much you spent in that relationship or that you allowed them to 50-50 you, you are still recovering. And I see here in the Five of Rings and the King of Cups that what you really need is somebody who understands that you have had a certain amount of trauma in these past relationships, as kind of extra as it sounds. You need time to heal from that and for someone to show you that they're not going to do the same thing that you have experienced in the past. So let's get into the next card, which is the Priestess. Now, the Priestess shows us here that the thing is that you always knew all along when a relationship wasn't right for you. And when someone was lowballing you or breadcrumbing you, you knew it wasn't right. You knew that you had to find a way out. But something in you just, excuse me, you guys, I'm moving around in my chair. Something in you just made you feel like, I don't want to give up. I want to see if this can maybe still grow, if we can maybe still do something here to make this relationship last. And the thing is, when you're the only one with that mindset or the only one doing this, it can be hurtful, it can be detrimental, it can be painful. And within the Four of Swords, it's important that you stop being the savior in your romantic relationships. Your next romantic relationship is one where there should be a balance between them being afraid for the relationship, caring for it, and wanting to make sure that it stays intact, while you're, of course, doing the same, but they need to be in the same boat. Like, it can't just always be you. I see here in the Ten of Batons precisely that message. The Ten of Batons is like the Ten of Wands in the tarot. If you've ever seen that card, it usually depicts a lot of wands that are like a heavy burden on your back that you're carrying and are barely able to carry. It shows too many responsibilities, too much weight on your shoulder, and having to free yourself from that. And that is exactly what this next relationship chapter is about. It's about you no longer feeling like you're the mom, for example, taking care of everything in the relationship, planning everything, caring for the person like a parent, and it not even feeling like a partnership anymore. And I definitely see that this is something that will be addressed. This is something that is necessary for you to change and to make yourself the main character and to focus on relaxing, to focus on being in a relationship that actually makes you feel more chill and more relaxed than when you're single. Because if you don't feel more chill and more relaxed, if they're not bringing you good, positive emotion and, you know, more of the things that you desire, then what are they here for, right? Because even your friends do things for you emotionally. Maybe they're there for you when you need help moving. They help you plan. There's someone to talk to, someone you can trust. So even your friends have some sort of standard that they have to uphold. So you need to do the same romantically, okay? You can't allow people to just get away with lowballing you or giving you the bare minimum, because that is just overall also signaling to yourself that you're not worth more. And that's bad for your self-esteem. That is not what you want for your self-confidence. So remind yourself here that yes, you can have standards, you should have standards, and you can make it very clear in a relationship that it has to add to your life and benefit you without feeling like it sounds like you are greedy or, oh, my favorite one, a gold digger. That's always what people say who have no gold to dig. Or that you're expecting too much, or that you're moving too quick, too soon. Just think about it, my gorgeous Sagittarians. If you had your dream person before you, like your dream husband stands before you, is there anything he could do to make you leave? Is there anything he could do to make you say, oh, this is moving too quickly? You may think it in the back of your mind, but you'll still want to go along with it and continue the relationship because you just feel like they are the one. And you need someone who feels equally about you. You need someone who ideally, and yes, I'm going to say this, likes you more than you like them, for this to truly work in the long term over the years and the decades. Because the thing is, like, you're someone who will be there through thick and thin. You are loyal. There's nothing that will make you leave. Rough patches in relationships are not a reason for you to break up with someone. You will try whatever you can. You'll go to therapy. You'll do whatever is necessary to work kinks in a relationship out. And that's why it's so important that you're with someone who kind of likes you more than you like them, just so you have that security that they would never leave, that they would never get up and go, because you don't need that. As a Sagittarius, you are a creator, you're someone who's honest, you can be very exaggerated and deeply involved in your work, so at home, you need the stability. And this water sign energy, this very grown, mature water sign energy, is what you will vibe with perfectly because they're pretty calm. They're more of an introvert is what I meant to say. And they're the type of person who feels like a rock, like a safe space that you can always come to and talk to. So my beautiful Sagittarians, this is the reading that I received for you. And I hope that it resonated and that you enjoyed putting together your 2-part prediction right here on my channel. I love creating these interactive videos for you guys, and I appreciate all the love and support that you bring to me. So I'm sending you lots of love, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous Capricorn babies. Welcome to the second zodiac-based portion of your reading about your next serious romantic relationship. Let's see what's going to happen. We've got the 4 of Swords reversed, as well as the Ace of Wands reversed, and the 8 of Swords in reverse as well. So this is very, very positive with the 8 of Swords being in reverse, because overthinking love is coming to an end thanks to this next serious relationship. I also see here with the 4 of Swords in reverse that loneliness too is coming to an end. You no longer feel as though you are just by yourself. Your love life doesn't feel boring anymore. anymore, and you feel like you've just got the right amount of excitement in your romantic life. Now, the Ace of Wands reverse shows me here that you're going to meet your person during a time where you're actually feeling like you may just forget about love. You're not even interested in love anymore. You just want to do your own thing. You're very much focused on yourself. You're very much focused on figuring out what you want to do next in your professional life. So you don't need someone, but that's precisely when they'll come into your life. And we've got the 10 of Wands reversed. So during a time where you don't have as much workload to do, you're feeling pretty free, you're feeling good, and you have committed to making time for the things that you love. You've committed to taking care of yourself regularly and making sure that you're not overworking yourself any longer, because that phase has come and gone. You don't want to burn out, and you're taking care of you better than you ever have before. And that will attract your next serious person because they can see you're not in a rush to go anywhere. That's what the Hanged Man stands for. Being really cool and happy with where you're at, to the point where, sure, if the right person comes along, you'll try it out, you'll give it a chance, but you're not going to force something, nor are you going to create a space for someone that you know you just don't vibe with, nor are you going to try to jam a puzzle piece that clearly isn't meant to fit into this void, into this little space, because it's just going to be a disaster. So the Hanged Man shows us here that you're really patient, and that makes them want you even more. Little do they know, my gorgeous Capricorn babies, that there is some emotional baggage that is in the back of your mind, and you think of it. Now, you don't make them pay for the emotional baggage of past situationships and relationships you've experienced. You're not like that. But there is this little sense of, oop, I do have a little bit of emotional baggage, a little bit of trauma, and I am noticing that when someone is trying to show me love, I react a little sus. I react as in being a little unsure if this is sincere. My immediate feeling is escape. My immediate feeling is, oh my goodness, is this too good to be true? And I just want you to know here that your next serious relationship is built on trust that is earned. It's built on trust where the day you plant the seed is not the day you harvest the fruit, because the day you meet, those days you get to know each other, you make promises to one another, you will first give them time to prove that they really mean it and that they keep their word. You're not just going to give your heart, your time, or your sanity to just anybody again. And it's going to be important for you to give things time so they can prove themselves. You are not looking to rush into anything. Next up, we've got perfect moments. Just enjoy the ride, my beautiful Capricorn baby. It's going to be a fun ride, a perfect, interesting one. You're going to travel with this person as well, even before you feel highly committed, because you don't want to put a label on anything too quickly unless you have a good feeling that it will last, unless you have really vetted them. Also, introducing them to friends and family, not something you're rushing into. You want to really see who they are. And there are some different times in life where you really see who someone is. And that's, for example, when they're angry. That's when you really see someone for who they are. When money is involved, that's another time you really see who someone is. Also, traveling, it shows you people's true colors. And when they're stressed out, that also shows you precisely what kind of future awaits you with this particular person. Next up, in closure, I just want you to know that closure is something you'll give to yourself from past situationships and relationships that you feel gave you some emotional baggage. You're not going to wait for anyone to give you closure, which is amazing, because you can't count on anyone giving you closure. And if you've dealt with a narcissist, the whole point of how they break up with you is precisely for you to not have closure. That is their whole game, their whole point. So you learning that closure is something that you give to yourself, or the closure is how they behave. The closure is the fact that they refuse to give you closure. That is all you need to know. And then you move on to actually building your happy, healthy family. A family that you feel secure in, finally feeling like you have found someone that is dependable and where you'll never have to put up with some of this low ball energy that you've put up with before. You'll never have to put up with the breadcrumbing and the inconsistencies like you have in the past, and that really makes you want to take the next steps of commitment in your next serious relationship. So you work on your baggage privately. It's not really something that you're going to share with them, and that is actually good. I truly believe now at this point in my life, and it wasn't always like this, but now I believe that you shouldn't share absolutely everything with your romantic partner immediately. There are certain parts of yourself you should keep guarded or keep to yourself, either for a long time until you really get to know them, or actually even forever, because they can't be your everything, your therapist, your best friend, the provider, the dad or mom, the lover. I want you to know that they will be a few different things, but it is too much to expect of one person to carry all of your burdens and to be like the perfect person. Furthermore, when you're just getting to know someone, it's also great when they don't know your traumas, because then they don't start to overthink them. Of course, if you're with the right person, they may make sure to not trigger you and to not redo those traumas for you. But sometimes giving up the traumas, even if they're a good person, it will give them like ammunition in an argument, or it will make them treat you in a way that you didn't want to be treated, because you just want to be treated like normal, if that makes sense. It's just like when you reveal to someone that actually you have some sort of autoimmune disease or some sort of like mental trauma, like mental ailment that you're dealing with, or maybe you have some other sickness, and then you notice how all of a sudden people treat you differently. You don't want that to happen here in this relationship. You want to first truly get to know them, to know that whatever you are sharing is safe and won't change anything in the connection. So it remains authentic, and they don't get like the perfect playbook on either how to woo you or make you feel safe. They have to just naturally be the person to make you feel safe in a very uncalculated way. So my beautiful Capricorn babies, this is the second part to your prediction that I've received for you. And I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. I love to hear from you. And furthermore, any other relevant links can be found in the description box. Feel free to check those out. My beautiful Capricorn babies, I'm sending you hugs and love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Aquarius babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction about your next serious romantic relationship. So let's get into it. Focus on love. So the thing about your next serious relationship is that you look for the good in the person that you're with in every situation. Your next serious relationship is going to be one of being gentle, kind, understanding, and also in situations in which you're mad with the person or they're mad at you, you look for the good in one another. You focus on the love. And the thing here within focusing on love is that when you manage to do that in a romantic relationship, the relationship actually stands a fighting chance at being a forever connection, one in which you and the person are going to be together for a lifetime, because rather than being focused on being right or arguing or holding grudges, you are focused on still showing up in love, which is absolutely beautiful. Next up, we've got be willing to express love. So you have to express love to receive love. Adding this to our focus on love card, it makes a lot of sense that even in situations in which you don't want to, you will express love. Even in situations in which you are annoyed, this next romantic partner is the type of person where you'll still say, hey, look, babe, I made a mistake. I didn't mean this. and I still want to express love. I still want to be around you. I still want to hold you. I still want us to be together, even though we're not the best of friends right now. And here within be willing to express love, I want you to know that the more you express it, the more you will receive it. And with your next serious romantic relationship, you will find that there's reciprocity there. Might be scary at first, especially for an Aquarius, to be the one who is expressing love, to receive love. But once you get used to it and you're with the right person that gives you the love back when you express it, immediately you'll feel safety, security, and comfort to do this on a regular basis. Next up, we've got true love. This love is once in a lifetime. Oh, my gorgeous Aquarius babies. This next serious romantic relationship is true love. It's the one that you see in the movies, the one you dream of. It's the type of love that you would wish for your best friend, your mom, your sister. I want you to know here in true love that this kind of love is once in a lifetime. It is a soulmate connection. It is a twin flame connection. This next romantic relationship of yours is one that you're going to know is painfully different from anything you've experienced in the past, and in the best possible way, painfully different. And you know that you would do anything for this person, and it might be scary to be in that situation, but remind yourself that the right person will also do anything for you and the relationship first and foremost. And once you find that, hold on to it, because it's rare for two people to feel that way about one another. Next up, we've got the Four of Rings. So the Four of Rings shows us that your next serious relationship is going to be one of also saving a lot of money together, because you're able to join forces, you have less expenses, and also they are going to help out a lot with bills, with any kind of financial burdens that you may have experienced. Now, the Nine of Rings shows us abundance, fortitude, and overall having more than you need. So this next serious romantic relationship is going to be one where you're living a life of more abundance than is necessary. So that means a relaxed life. That means a soft life. That means a life in which you can focus on building a little empire, because you're not just stressed with the basic and the fundamentals. Next, we've got the Three of Swords for you. And the Three of Swords is a card that brings you the message of releasing, of letting go of something, releasing what has happened to you prior to this next serious relationship, and instead focusing on really building here with this person. It doesn't matter where you've come from, what you've experienced in past romantic relationships, be it very positive things, be it challenging things. All my beautiful Aquarius babies, none of that matters as long as you are focused on this person who is meant for you, and you focus on not making them pay for what you went through in the past, okay? Making sure that they get a fair chance, that they get a clean slate, and that you're able to differentiate that what has happened, of course, it could happen again, but it doesn't need to. A lot of experiences in life are also unique, like the experience of getting married, getting divorced, having kids. Sure, it can happen multiple times, and for some people it does, but it's not like it's going to happen a million times over. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you could get hurt again, but chances are small once you're with this person that is this once in a lifetime connection, because you just know. And even when things are rocky, even when things are challenging, they are willing to express love. They are willing to show you that even though you're maybe arguing with one another, you are in a discussion, you don't like what the other person said, they want to work through it. They don't just want you to shove it under the rug and move on and just kind of make your feelings go away. No, they want to work through it with you. And I see here with an air that open-mindedness is something they bring to the table. And you need that, since you are an air sign, my beautiful Aquarius baby. They also know how to be objective. So they're not just someone who is completely led by their feelings, and you need that. You need someone who is also very logical, who is willing to learn and to learn you, because most Aquariuses are very, very independent, rebellious, original, and one of a kind, okay, a little bit eccentric too. And I see here that Aries is a really great match for you. Someone who is independent, brave, and passionate, someone who is very like strong-minded and who is very enthusiastic about life too. Someone who is energetic and pioneering and assertive. Being with this kind of person is like a Bonnie and Clyde relationship. And I want you to know here that for your super personalized pick a card tarot reading about your next serious romantic relationship, this is a very clear indication of the fact that you need someone who's got drive. You've got to be with somebody who understands that there's just one life to live. We've got to take action now. Someone who knows precisely how to be adventurous while still not breaking the bank and while still focusing on the greater goals. That's what I can see here for you. Next, we have got the 10 of coins, the 10 of earth, the 10 of eggs, if you will. So I want you to know here that when it comes to this card, it is actually indicative of the fact that this is someone with whom you can put all your eggs in one basket. It may seem risky, but putting your resources and your love into this relationship is what will happen in this next serious one. And when you find the one, you have to close the chapter of the roster of the people who you know and potentially want to take you out or spend time with you. You have to let go of those individuals and only focus on one person in order to really make it work, and make that person your king, okay? Make that person second half of your life, like the other part of your life that you take care of, that you love, that you worship in a way, not too much though, but that you put on a little pedestal. Their feelings matter more than anyone else's feelings. Making them feel heard and seen and making them feel really masculine. That's one thing that I see here. Of course, not in a way that you're overcompensating, but in a way how they feel masculine and they feel really inclined to provide, to protect, to be there for you, to also make sure that you can be in your soft life, in your divine feminine. I also want you to know here with the king that this shows somebody who has a very forward-thinking mindset, someone who wants a queen, someone who has grown from just being a boy or a knight or a knave to a king. They are ready prior to meeting you because they've done the inner work. Now, my gorgeous Aquarius babies, I feel inclined to clear and cleanse the space, and then I'll be back with a few more messages regarding your next serious romantic relationship. So just hold on tight and I'll be right back with you. All right, my beautiful Aquarius babies, I want to add some letters into your reading, so I will intuitively choose some for you and see what Spirit has to say. So we've got LL as well as W. Okay, love. Let's see what else we're going to receive here. Okay, I as well as D. So we've got a very wild situation, a very wild relationship, and then we've got L and U. So letters within their name, initials. I just want you to know here that this will be a very wild kind of ride, but in the best possible way. Because who doesn't like a little bit of excitement? Who doesn't like a little bit of feeling like, you know, passionately, romantically, like you really are a good fit together? And also just between the sheets, things being great and fantastic, and just feeling like you're with a partner that you could be with for the rest of your life because things are never boring. Next up, we've got empowerment. So within empowerment, I want you to know this next serious romantic relationship is going to empower you to be different. It's going to empower you to try things that are outside of your comfort zone and that you may have been afraid, worried, concerned to try out in the past. And I see here within well-being that you're going to spend more time going to like saunas together, working out, also doing things like spa weekends and getaways, infrared saunas. I see here some moon rituals and overall like connecting with your environment and your body, and you'll dream a lot more in this next serious relationship. So for some reason, you will be able to remember your dreams more often than you ever have in the past. And just waking up next to this person, rather than it being distracting, it's actually going to lead you to remember more of your dreams. It's going to lead you to be more aware of what's going on in your subconscious mind during the night. And I also just want you to know here that being with someone that empowers you to be better, to do better, this is something that you will find once in a blue moon. This is something that you won't be able to have this connection very often. So as already mentioned, hold on to it. This is for you. This next serious romantic relationship is meant to be your forever person. And I want you to plan with them. I want you to plan ahead. I want you to not be afraid. I want you to not do the Aquarius thing of overthinking it and worrying and worrying about it and then self-sabotaging. Okay, we're not doing that. Make sure that you stay calm, grounded, see where this goes. Kind of energy is what I want from you, and just allowing it to progress organically. So my beautiful Aquarius babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. I'm sending you so much love. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also comment below how you liked this super interactive 2-part prediction. And I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Pisces babies. So we're going to be starting off the second, even more intricate part of your reading with a few letters before we get into the cards, all right? So we can figure out precisely with whom and when and how your next romantic relationship is going to play out, all the nitty-gritty details that are precisely Pisces details is what I meant to say. So we've got E, Y, and E. So I, and then we've got S as well as H. Okay, this is interesting. I, and then sh. Let's see what else we're going to receive. Shy. Or shall I say, I be shy? So one thing here, it seems as though there's a lot of shyness, right? Being shy and being a bit of an introvert, this is one thing you can for sure understand, my beautiful Pisces baby, and this is probably something that you can relate to. And I want you to just know with this person that when you meet them, they may first seem not disinterested, but just a little bit small, a little quiet, a little bit kind of unsure, if you will. They're still giving you all of the right signals and signs, like reaching out to you, making sure that you know that they've got interest in you, but they're not super, super outgoing. They're taking their time. And here within the Ten of Swords, I want you to know that once they have realized that you're like a safe space, a safe person to be around and open up into, they will share more than you're even comfortable with. They're going to share so many details that you totally didn't expect, and they're going to be very outspoken and outgoing. But they've got to first reach this threshold of knowing that they can share with you. And the Nine of Cups shows me here that they're also the type of person that you wished for, someone who is very reserved at first when they meet someone new. And why this is actually a positive thing, that they're kind of shy and reserved at first, is that it also shows you how they are when they meet someone first. So once you are in the relationship, you know that they wouldn't just go out there and speak to anybody. You know they don't just open up to people so easily because you experienced them as a stranger at one point too. And it gives you security and trust in your person, knowing that they don't just like open up into a new person so quickly. Because let me just give you an example. Like this one time, I was at a mall, I was in Dubai, and just this random guy came up to me and wanted to go out for dinner with me and stuff like that. And, you know, it's cute, it's nice, but at the same time, just how he did it is not how I would want my future husband to just go up to random women at the mall and invite them out. So I already knew this is not going to be my future husband. And if you meet someone in a way that is classy, that is reserved, that is maybe even a little bit shy, that makes you feel like this is the type of person I want representing me. Because whoever you're with romantically is also a representation of yourself. And I think you understand what I'm trying to say, my beautiful Pisces babies. Just because they're doing it with you, it doesn't mean you're special. Just like when someone sleeps with another person on the first date, of course, it could really be that that's the only time they've done it, but in the back of your mind, you'll always think, oh, are they always like this? And then throughout the relationship, when they go out at night or they spend time with friends and you're not there, you may have a little bit of this second-guessing thought, like, well, it happened with me, it could also happen again. You know what I'm trying to say? So here within the Fool, I want you to know that this is like a fresh start, a new beginning. This next romantic relationship is going to be starting on completely neutral grounds. So you're going to meet this person in a way that just leaves all possibilities open. And I do want you to know that you're going to meet them at a stage in your life where you are recreating, rebuilding, revamping, and reinventing. And it's really important when you are with your next serious romantic relationship that you don't downplay the goals that you have for your future, because sometimes people get into relationships and they get shy. They don't want their new partner to feel as though they're greedy or they want so much for themselves and it's like a little bit over the top, or that they're just dreamers. Just know here that you can be open about what you desire. You can be open about what you want to create for your life. Because in the ant, they completely understand. They have like ant energy, which is the energy of work, achievement, success, collaborating with others for the greater good, and also being very self-sacrificing in many ways. So I do want you to know that this is a very positive foreshadowing. Now, with the wreath, we've got sorrow over a loss. Now, your next serious romantic relationship, you will encounter them during a time where they are grieving a little bit, where they are in a situation where they've got sorrow over a loss in their life, over something that didn't end up working out, the health of a family member, and they have to like navigate life in a completely new way. And in the purse, this is something that has made them grow up quickly and makes them also financially plan for others. So the person that you're going to be with is great when it comes to finances. They're great with paying attention to costs and also future proofing, future planning for retirement and so on. In the bridge, I want you to know that any adversity actually teaches them how to successfully overcome a problem. So this person with whom your next serious romantic relationship is going to be with is someone who on several occasions has successfully built bridges and overcome different kind of adversities. Oh, we have our little foliage moving around here. So I just want you to know here within the bridge that this is someone who has a fighting spirit. This is someone who is never giving up, who has never given up and will never give up. And that's the type of energy you want for a long-term partner, honestly. Let's move a little further into it, shall we? So next up, we've got happiness. So a huge part of what they want in a relationship is not just that it's long-lasting, that it's forever, But the focal point is on happiness. The focus is on the fact that they affect you, my beautiful little Pisces, in a way that makes you feel really happy. And just being around them is a different kind of happiness than you have ever experienced before. You feel more full. You feel as though this type of happiness is what you've been looking for, what you've wanted for a long time. And it's almost unbelievable to you that it's finally here. It's finally yours. It's finally all just in your space, in your little bubble, and allowing for you to feel free and go through some great personal transformations as well. Next up here, we've got the Six of Cups, or the Six of Water, however you like to call it. And the Six of Cups shows us growth that's happening in the different cups that you've got, like seeds that you've planted in these bowls, and you've watered them. Now things are growing. And overall, this just shows a time of being with somebody that is in this relationship for a long-term future. They don't just want like the short-term kind of situation. They are planning for the long term. They're planning to grow old together. And I see here that they think you're someone with whom they can do this with, because you're the type of person that they can rely on. They feel like you're someone who is victorious in anything that they try to do, in any of your endeavors. They feel like you are a winner. And that's also why they want to be with you, my beautiful Pisces baby. They want to be with you because they get amazing energy as well as inspiration from you. Now here within the Eight of Swords, one thing that I can see is that this next serious romantic relationship will break you out of a cage that you've made up in your head. And this cage, this confinement, think thoughts where you're feeling unlovable, or where you feel like it was your fault that past relationships didn't work out, or you did something wrong, or you did something to jeopardize it. It always takes two, my gorgeous Pisces baby. Remember that. And also, you are more powerful to get out of this mental cage and confinement of not feeling enough. You're more powerful than you ever expected or ever knew. I mean, just like this bird, sure, there are like these very sharp blades and swords around this bird, almost like a cage, but the bird can also fly up and get out of it very easily. The bird doesn't have to get hurt by trying to fly in between these or have its wings clipped. You just have to get out from a different route that you're used to, and you don't have to always experience pain to elevate, to get out of a situation, to grow out of it. Sometimes you will actually experience freedom, pride, happiness, if you just do it right, if you just pick a route that allows you to truly elevate, like we have here within the Eight of Swords. And next, we've got the Two of Cups. This is one of the most favorable cards when it comes to love. You saw it pop right out of the pile as I was shuffling this gorgeous deck. And the Two of Cups is a great final card to receive, as it is like the most positive card of romantic love in the tarot. It shows being together, giving one another kisses, if you will, okay? Being in a committed relationship. There are certain types of fish that stay together for life once they decide this is my life partner. And the Two of Cups shows a equally respectful, loving, romantic relationship that is wild when it comes to feeling love and passion, but brings the stability that you need to settle into a relationship, feeling sure and feeling like this is someone that you can purchase a home with, continue your family with, or start a new family with, and that you can actually grow with and build with. And remind yourself here within the ant, they are a really hard worker, and they're going to do whatever is necessary in order to overcome problems, to build bridges, and to create a life that feels really stable, and that feels like even though you've both gone through some hardship, you've lost people in your lives, you are still coming out on top. You're still coming out in a place of happiness, and knowing that anyone who you've lost is watching over you and is in a different realm where you can still connect with them and you can still have that closeness. And being able to have a romantic partner with whom you can talk to about these kind of extraordinary experiences, let's put it that way, or supernatural experiences as well, is something that is rare and that you should hold on to and appreciate, my beautiful Pisces baby. So we are at the end of the second part of your reading and prediction about your next serious romantic relationship. I hope that you truly enjoyed this reading and found it insightful and that you like the interactive part of it. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. And if you're new here and you made it all the way to the end, we clearly vibe with one another. So if you're not yet subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. Be part of the Unicorn fam on our route to 1 million subscribers. Now, my beautiful, beautiful Pisces babies, know that I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings.